What's up, my friends, fellow artists, all you people who've come onto the live stream? Thank you for joining. Let's get some music started before I forget. Let's see. You guys let me know how loud that is for you. See if you guys here. And hey, hope you're having a good evening. I'm a quiet off a little, but I'll be watching. Well, thank you. Help me get those watch hours so I could get more people onto the channel. Chrissy Paintbrush says hi. We got Brazen Spirituality. Hey, y'all, from Houston, Texas. Hello, Miss Houston, Texas in the house. I love it. So last time when I was doing this stream, I was working on this piece right here. This is one of my character, Kayla. She's from my Shadowboxers universe. And I ran into an issue where I accidentally merged the line art with the sketch layer at some point in the stream. But for some weird reason, if you guys remember, I actually had a bit of a blackout and it saved an alternate version. So instead of redrawing it, I ended up going back to that first file and I had like 80% of the line work already done. So I just had to redraw some things like the hands and stuff. But I want to show you guys what it turned into. So let's see. So we got this, or let me just go through the whole process again. So I start off with this sketch layer, or this basic pose of a drawing, right? Then I did this sketch layer just to get the real basic stuff in. And then I had this more refined sketch. And as everything happened, then that merged into this. So this is what the final line art looks like. And I was using this brush in Photoshop called, it was actually the Loish brush. So some of you guys may know Loish, the artist. She does a lot of really amazing paintings and tutorials on like Procreate and watercolor and stuff. So I have a brush that she uses. And then from there, I just add on the flat colors, little patterns here, some shadows, add the pink onto the hoverboard, and then the clothing, made that pink, gave her a little bit of a glow there. Let's add the background, make it a little darker for y'all so you guys can see. And then the last couple things were just adding these little light beams from her board. And then gotta have her name in there. So we all know who it is. This is Kayla representing the Shadowboxers world. So you guys could see what that turned into. So for this stream, I was actually having a lot of fun with Kayla. So I think I'm gonna try some more action poses with her, but I'm gonna do it in my my standard style, my slightly more realistic style. And I sketched these out a little bit earlier today before the live stream just to kind of get loose. And I think some of these are going to be really cool. I think this one in the middle is my favorite so far. And I could potentially use all of them for something, whether it's a poster or just a cool Instagram post. But I think that's what I want to do today. And if I decide to change gears, I do have something in mind. But I'm not going to say exactly what that is because in case I don't decide to do it and I want to save it for the next live stream, then I don't want to leave you all disappointed. Let's see. Crispy Paintbrush says I'll be back later, but for now I gotta go. Oh, okay, Crispy Paintbrush. Well, thank you for coming on anyway. Hopefully you'll be back soon. And then we got, oh no, oopsie, lucky freak accident. Yeah, it was weird. I don't really know how to explain it, but stuff just happens, I guess. So one thing you guys might notice is I have Clip Studio Paint opened up, and that is a tool or a software I don't typically use all the time, but I want to start getting more used to it because I want to really experiment and see what we can really do or what I can really do with Clip Studio. And so for now, I'm going to start using that. I pulled in some of my Photoshop brushes in here and I'm just going to see how it all feels. If you have massive questions about Clip Studio Paint, I don't know how well I can answer them because I'm still learning the program. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to create some sketches of my character here, and we're just going to see how it goes. And you guys will see how I really build out these things. So what I have on my other screen that I keep looking up at is a reference of a skateboarder. I could also look at figure skaters too. So if I do this, and this is really helpful for me trying to find different poses to go off of. I find it super helpful, especially for this character. I find her to be really, really dynamic and fun. And so I want to choose a reference that's also dynamic and fun. A lot of ice skaters are really fluid with their motions, and they can do some of the most amazing stuff. Like, I know she's, having her hand held, but look at that pose. That's just incredible to me. So actually, let's see if I can find a good one that we can use here. This is kind of cool. I just wish her legs weren't cut off, but that's a cool pose. So this is a really cool pose too. Yeah, let's try this one. Only the tip of her foot is cut off, so I think we can manage with that. So let's see if I can bring it into here. Oh, it doesn't want to work? Oh, no, it's up here. That's all. All right, where's the... There we go. So you guys are seeing exactly how I would work on this from start to finish. And then Brazen Spirituality says, everyone hit the thumbs up for our host here. Yes, please. Thank you for saying that. If you guys are not subscribed to this channel, please do so. We've grown a lot in the last couple of weeks, actually. I want to say like 100 or so people have joined or subscribed to the channel, and I super appreciate that, guys. You have no idea. It's a very scary thing to start posting your artwork for everyone to see, and not just your artwork, but video, or live streams, because you never know if you're explaining things well. Things could happen, like tech issues, like what I've experienced multiple times, and it's tough sometimes. And it's so to know that you guys are supporting week by week very consistently is really heartwarming for me, and I really appreciate it. And plus, it's fun for me to share my Shadowboxers process with you guys. I consider you guys like my little online family. So, yeah. So one thing I want to let you all know right now, because I'm not as familiar with Clip Studio Paint, I might move slightly slower when it comes to like using tools and stuff like that, because I'm still learning it. But we'll see how it plays out. We'll see. So let's do that here. Yeah. So, is this? Oh, let's move that to the other layer. Yeah. Naftali Albert. Hello, Jordan. I was able to get into a stream. Yay. Oh, I'm so glad you made it. Thank you for coming on. We're doing some more Kayla drawings. Last week inspired me quite a bit. And she's just a really fun character to draw. And I don't draw her a whole lot, to be honest with you. But that is going to have to change, because she's actually one of the most fun characters to design. Actually, while I'm thinking about it, let me show you guys what she looks like for those who do not know. This is the official character sheet for Kayla, or at least one of them. I'm going to have to make a couple of more, I think, to get like the height chart and everything. But this is what she looks like. She's got a cool hoverboard that magnetically attaches to this sort of backpack. And so that's what I'm basing this off of. And so I have that on my second screen. So you guys won't see it for now, but you'll see as I develop the poses. And after I do these 4, I might just start doing line work and everything. Our prof says I'm cooking dinner. Oh, I just had dinner. I had to make lentils really quickly, so I understand. But thank you for coming on. Thank you for helping me boost my stream. Yeah. So what I'm doing here, I'm really looking at this pose of this figure skater, and the thing I'm really trying to focus on is this foreshortening in the torso, and that's actually pretty challenging because we have her body doing 2 different things. Oh, I used the wrong layer. Oops. Hold on. I'm still not used to this program. Okay, I think that's close enough. Yeah, this is weird. What was I saying? Something about dinner, I think. Anyway, remind me of what I was talking about, please. Oh, yes, the torso. That's what it was, the torso. So yeah, it's making a really extreme angle here. And I want to make sure I can capture that. Like, we have the rib cage kind of coming out towards us, but then towards the pelvis is going back in space, but then her legs are coming out forward, you know? And I also have to be aware that my character is not a fully grown woman like this person here, right? So, and it's also in a different style. So I have to consider that as well. So things like the thickness of the legs are going to be drastically different. So I have to consider all of that as I am drawing. Yeah, so I really like this angle and this weight leg. So give you guys a little bit of concept art, or not concept art, I guess figure drawing principles. When you have a leg that you are actually weighing on or is actually keeping you up, we call that the weight leg, right? This one is typically, or in this situation, this is called a balance leg, right? And the only reason it's at this angle is so that she can keep balance, because she's moving at a certain velocity, she's going in a certain direction, and her body's doing all this stuff. So you have to keep balance. If she loses her balance, she's gonna trip and fall, right? So you got to keep that in mind. I think I might have to angle this a bit. So this is where we're gonna have quite a bit of experimentation. It's gonna be interesting. I could just trace over the photo, but I don't want to do that. I want to try and make it more dynamic if possible, which might mean I have to draw over this again and really exaggerate some of these angles. So I'm looking at this, I feel like the torso is a little stiff. So let's maybe, yeah, there we go. And I might change this head position. This is all art is about, guys. You make a move, you make a mark, and you just change it if it's not right. It's so much trial and error, and this is why it's good to embrace your mistakes. Super important. By the way, guys, if you would like to follow my Shadowboxers account on Instagram, is very easy to remember. It's literally shadow.boxers. And you can see all the artwork that I'm posting. I'll probably post the stuff I've been doing live streams on there. I just started the channel like a week ago, and we already have like 70 people. So it's super exciting. Praise the Spirituality says, "Oh wow, Art Prophet's here." Yeah, she's here. I'm starstruck, y'all. That's awesome. And then Jordan, do a few minutes of your Wakandan accent. I need to hear your tips that way. Oh, okay. All right. So let me get focused, because every time you bring that up, we just start laughing, you know? So I gotta get focused. So hold on. Okay, as I draw the figure, I have to make sure I get everything at the proper angle. So I told you I keep laughing. I'm trying to make sure that everything is going right for this figure, because if I draw it too bland, then it won't look right. It won't look action-packed like I want it to. So I have to study the photo reference, and hope that I can replicate it. I gotta practice a little bit more. I think my accent's a little off today. I think because I'm distracted too. Usually when I do the Wakanda accent, I have to like really focus and just like not do anything else, and I have to center myself. So yeah. OMG, I'm dying. You need to get verified on Insta. I would like to. I don't know what the requirements are for verification on there. Guys, Jordan has been practicing. Oh, Jordan, are you going to see the new Black Panther movie, Wakanda Forever? Of course I'm going to see the new Black Panther movie. Are you kidding me? I have to support my Wakandan brothers and sisters all over the nation. I probably talk like this to the teller as well, as I say, I would like a ticket for Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. And I'll do this. But yes, rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman. I got to get my accent together, because I have been talked into doing a Black Panther drawing video in a Wakandan accent. So I'm going to have to really make sure I step it up, because I don't want to get canceled. And every time I talk to a person who's actually African, they're like, the accent was so bad. I'm like, do I want this? Do I want the smoke? I'm going to get a lot of smoke for doing it, I think. But I think it'll be fun. All right, so let's oh my gosh. Yeah, I gotta change all these settings. I don't actually know how to do it just yet though, that's the problem. Uh-oh, we got a special visitor. Okay, you guys, hold on a second. Let me see if I can bring our special buddy on. Come here, Ace. Come on. Come on. We have our dog. Uh-oh. What's up, Ace? Say hi to everyone. He's so lost. He's like, bro, why are you lifting me up? He's actually a lot bigger than he used to be. I'm sorry, buddy. I think he just wants to hang out. We just played in the hallway for a few minutes. Let's see. Manette says, yes, when will that be? Probably the week the movie comes out, build hype, you know. Jordan, you need to get verified on Instagram. There's already someone that is the Shadowboxer. There's a band already called the Shadowboxers. I'm not super worried about it. I already have a copyright for the project. You know, and I don't think, and quite honestly, getting verified on Instagram isn't going to protect me that much. But I do appreciate you letting me know. So I'll get right on that. But I think you need a certain number of followers to get verified. But it's okay, because I reserved the username, and I got a website reserved as well. I haven't built it yet, but I have the domain of a Shadowboxer's website. I'll reveal that when it's actually ready, because if you go there now, there's going to be nothing. Okay. As I'm looking at this, something doesn't feel right. I think it's the angle of these shoulders. I think it's too straight like this. I want to have it more like this. But everything else is okay. So maybe, yeah, I'm gonna have to redraw this whole thing. But it's okay. That shoulder right here. Yeah, there we go. Let's see, the trailer looks amazing. I was sad that Doctor Strange 2 stunk so bad. I'm so sorry that happened to you. Ace, yeah, that's Ace. Watching him for the week. He's a cutie. Yeah, he's very cute when he doesn't like howl at 4:30 in the morning. Of course, Fluff Doggo. Just curious, is Shadowbox is going to be your only animation project? In life, probably not. You know, but this one is particularly exciting for me, and it's got a lot of it's got a lot of things to it. It's a world I'm building. It's not just like a one-off kind of story. It's like a franchise, you know. So it's taking a lot of my energy, and all the ideas that I have, I'm developing it for that. But I'm pretty sure it's not going to be the only thing that I ever develop. It's just where I'm at in life right now, what I'm interested in. This is the story I want to tell, and yeah, that's what I want to put my effort towards. But if I come up with a really dope idea, you know, I can always, you know, push pause on Shadowboxers for a little bit and work on that one. There's nothing stopping me from doing that either. Okay. Yeah, Kayla's got some thin legs, so I got to be careful here that I don't, because she's 12 years old. You know, this woman probably is in her early 20s or something like that. So I got to make sure that she still reads like a 12-year-old. This is what it means when you're not a slave to your reference. You know, you use it as inspiration, as a jumping off point, but you don't have to mimic everything about it, right? My pit bull is so cute too, but not so much when she wants to go outside at 3 a.m. and let me know with a face full of pity kisses smothering me. Well, what Ace will do is he will just howl for no reason. He'll just go, oh, and I'm like, bro, like literally he did that 3 or 4 days ago. And I got up out of bed and walked into the hallway where he was, and I was like, bruh, stop it. It just I literally said it like that. I didn't do any like cutesy words or anything. It was just like, bro, cut it out, please. He's right behind me again. I'm not gonna lift him up because he didn't seem too happy about being lifted up. Plus he's a lot heavier now than when we first got him. Yeah, he's chilling. He's chilling. I tried to tire him out before the stream so he wouldn't like start whimpering or anything. So I threw his little bone toy. It's like a little pillow in the hallway, and his little pretzel chew toy. Wrestled with him a little bit, so I think he should be good to go. Okay, I like this angle. Yeah. Trial and error, guys. That's all this is right now. Just testing things out. I think the head's probably too small. This is very adult proportions. But Kayla is a child, and children usually have very big heads, and they're often made fun of for it too. So, and how I know that is because everyone is called big head at some point in their life, especially boys. Okay, and then something still doesn't feel right about this, but we're gonna move forward. We're gonna move forward and see what happens. Let me see. Let me look at these and see which one I like better. Man, I almost like the original sketch better. Don't you hate when that happens? Maybe it's the angle of his head. Call myself making it better. Now, what do you guys think is more exciting? The red drawing or the blue drawing of this pose that I did? What do you guys think? I'm curious. As you guys vote. Let's see. Praise and Spirituality says, haha, I would do the same thing. I took a vacation with my dog and actually missed my cat stepping on my face while I try to sleep. Okay. I mean, all right then. I don't know what to say to that. I don't think I would ever miss that. Okay, then what cultures were you looking at when you were thinking of shadow boxers? Good question. So here, let me actually pull up some mood boards with my characters. So most of it, so Shadow Boxers is based off of an Afro futurism type world. So these are some of the mood boards I put together for different characters. Oh wait, maybe I should. Maybe I should wait for a second because we need more votes. Art Prof says blue. So yeah, you guys vote real quick. Do you like the red or the blue version better of this pose? Janet asks, we were talking about liking initial sketches better in the Art Prof stream. I know, right? It's like it's being fulfilled here. Like we had the warm up this morning, and then I come here and I draw, and all the stuff we talked about is being fulfilled. So yeah. So guys, keep voting. Just red or blue out of these two bottom sketches. Let me know. But while that's happening, I'm going to show you guys real quick. So yeah, I based this character, Asim. I drew him on a previous live that from a couple of weeks ago, and I based him off of like all this artwork that I found, or either concept art or photos of real people. You know, in this case, Black Panther was a huge inspiration. Like this guy's on here twice. M'Baku. This guy is Miles Morales' dad in the Spider-Verse movie. I was inspired by the body shape, but you can see it's mostly just like African culture, futuristic stuff. This character was inspired by, this is Aletha's design. You guys know Aletha, she's the one with a mask. Was inspired by a lot of futuristic elements. This is the Samurai Rider. This girl, or this lady, is freaking awesome. She's super athletic, and she's basically a self-trained martial artist. And I saw a video of her like one day, like 3 years ago, and I was like, I need a character that's based off her with a big afro and is just deadly like that. And so that's where Aletha kind of came into the picture. And then what else we got? Let's see. Yeah, Tana, all this stuff here. This is from Urbant's animated project that got a pilot, but I didn't really vibe with the pilot very much. I didn't like the storyline very much, but the look of it was so cool. And it actually, that pilot directly inspired Shadow Boxers and like the abilities and, you know, certain things. If you watch the trailer, I'm not gonna say much more than that, but it's really cool. at least visually speaking. Yeah, so that's basically it. Futuristic stuff, and then depending on the character, I might add a more cyberpunk element or a um, post-apocalyptic or something like that, or maybe like a this is a naturopathic healer and like shaman type of character here. This is Javen, my main character. Had a lot of stuff for him. Hip hop culture played a huge role in his character as well. So yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff. Kayla, let's look at Kayla's board. Took a lot of inspiration from young Willow Smith. You see how cute she was, just wearing all these different types of clothes and everything. Amala Stenberg, who directly inspired Kayla, because I created the project in high school when I was 14-ish, and the Hunger Games was really popular at the time. So I was like, I need a character like Rue, who's just as adorable, but does different things, and then all this stuff. And obviously not all the inspiration made it into the project, but yeah, that's what inspired the look of it. Let's see. We got red, we got a blue, we got another blue. Blue, the face looks like it's looking at something instead of down. I feel like the blue is better, except my right shoulder should be a bit up and back. Oh, I could see that. Yeah, the twisting. Okay, I can work on that. Odie says, "Hey Jordan, what's up, bro? How you doing, man? FYI, I am pale AF. I'm not Texas tan, but my freckles are smeared together after 15 years here, and I love a well cared for full fro, natural hair treated right is so pretty." Yes, that's one of the things I really wanted to do with Shadowboxers, is have a display of a lot of natural hair. So if I were to show you guys my characters real quick, I know I've shown it many times on the stream, but or previous streams. But if I just show this, one thing that you'll notice is everyone has natural hair. So like he's got his shaved sides and the fro. He's got, I don't even know what hairstyle this would be called. I guess a mohawk he's got locks in the back. She's got her puffy red hair with braids. She's got locks, afro. And I think this guy just bald. But but that's something I really wanted to do because you never see that very much in animation. Okay, it seems like everyone voted for blue, so I think I'll get rid of that one, and let's make some of those adjustments, because that was a good point about pushing back the arm a little bit. Yeah, and obviously I can go back in and get the head just right. Kayla's not mature physically, so she's not gonna have any bumps anywhere. If you guys catch what I'm saying. Let's see. Make her a little skinnier here. Get rid of that. This leg, I'm gonna have to figure this out. Her leg's not gonna be that thick either, so I think I'm gonna have to do something closer to this. Yeah. Yeah, Kayla's a 12-year-old in this project. If I do a spinoff, maybe she'll be older or something. If I do base it off her, we'll see. Okay. Now, again, one of the things, I'm still trying to figure out how to make this pose interesting, because one of the things that I think is working for all these others is if I look at the line of the pelvis and the shoulders, they're all doing something different, right? They're all kind of going at these extreme angles. This one just feels very much like that. So I'm trying to figure out, maybe I should tilt her another way. This is the challenge. Maybe. Oh, okay. I'm seeing something here in my reference. Maybe if I just pull the torso a little bit more, because her shoulder actually comes before here. Here, they're about the same. So I bet if I adjust that, then I think we might be in business. So let's see. Let's try it. Shift things a bit. Have it more at an angle. There we go. Yes. There we go. Don't you guys love simple solutions? That already feels way cooler. I like it. Yes, she's ready. She's ready. Manette says a mullet hawk. Yeah, I guess it would be a mullet hawk. Mullet. That would be awesome. Such a cute name for it. Well, he's my villain. I don't know if we want a cute name, but it definitely works. That's one of the other reasons I liked the natural hair, because there's so many things you can do with it. You can have straight hair, you can have locks, you can have braids, you can have an afro, and if you do have any of those things, you could change it up. Like you can have a half and half, like the what we just call it, the mullet hawk, or you could have locks that and then shave sides, or you can have half afro, half lock. Like there's so many things that you can do, and I'm really excited about that. Yeah, this is looking good. This is looking good. All right, so first let's get on the right layer. And then again, you guys want to follow the Shadowboxers account, go right here on Instagram. And if you want to follow me personally, where I will also be posting Shadowboxer stuff, go to Joe McFo at the top. You see right here. Yeah, that's me. That's me, Instagram. Oh my gosh, why is this thing moving? I don't understand. All right, so let's give a little bit more detail to Kayla, her hair. One of the things I'm also trying to do is practice how to draw her hair from this angle, because in my character design sheet, I only drew it from one side. And because her hair is asymmetrical, I need to know what it's gonna look like from all different angles. So this is also helping me get some practice in that. I still think her head's a little small. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that feels good. You guys should see the dog right now. He's right next to me. He's just licking his paws. He's just really cute. Nice. I'm in awe with what you can do with the newest rendition of Photoshop and a drawing pad instead of a mouse as the interface. Just in awe. I did follow Shadowboxers. Thank you, Brazen Spirituality. Appreciate you. This is actually Clip Studio Paint I'm working on. I'm trying something a little different, and I want to get more used to the program because I know it has a lot of benefits for artists. And yeah. Hey Jordan, can you give me advice on how to draw a consistent face or head in extreme angles? I'm making a graphic novel. My characters always look different in each angle. Oh, well, let's do it. Let's do it. Mark says live stream 7. Let's go, Joe McFo. Thank you for coming on, Mark. Appreciate you, dude. You're always a massive supporter, and I cannot thank you enough. So, all right, let's stick with this question. Let's turn off Kayla for a second. The way I do head drawings is I always think about the Loomis method. That's the way I personally was taught, and it's the method I'll be using. So typically I'll start with a sphere that represents the cranium, and then this will be your center line and your brow line. You can connect these at the point of the jaw, right? You have your ear here, neck, and so on and so forth. Now, if you're trying to do an extreme angle, then the ball that I just drew is going to look a little bit different. So instead of it being kind of straight on like that, then let's say we're doing an angle that's up, then I will have to curve it just like it would be on a basketball. And I'd have to picture that. So, and a lot of it's going to come with practice. As you tilt the head, you'll find that some measurements that look equal when straight on, like this from the hairline to the brow to the bottom of the nose to the bottom of the chin, those things are going to be changing, right? So if I tilt my head like this, my forehead seems a lot smaller than it does like this. So you have to consider that. So I'm just kind of guessing right here, but I'm assuming that the hairline is going to be about here, nose is going to be about here, the bottom of the chin might be here. And then this is where you're going to want to get reference. I've drawn enough of these where I can kind of guess to an extent how this is going to look, but you'll definitely want to get reference for this. Remembering that the head is a fully solid object. And then you'll have your nose looking up like this, and whatever your nostrils look like, maybe they're shaped like triangles. And then somewhere in here, you'll want to place split in the mouth and the eyes. So let's see. As I'm doing this, I think it's 2 rounds, so I'm actually going to cut off some of these sides a bit. Have your brows right here. Eyes. So you're just going to have to picture everything as if you are looking up. Like pretend like you're a 4-year-old and you're looking up at everybody, right? 4-year-olds, for the most part, are pretty tiny people. And this is how they see a lot of the world unless we look down at them and get on their level. So that is how I would do that. And then chin. So this isn't perfect. I would actually want to get a better reference for this, but I would start by doing something that way. If it's the other angle, looking down, I would do the exact opposite and have the forehead be bigger than the rest of the face. And then some things like the nose are probably going to overlap the mouth a little bit. And the eyes here, ears, etc. So again, grab reference. It's a difficult pose, but that's how I would approach it. If you can figure out where this T or this cross is supposed to be, that's going to help immensely. Brianna, what's up, Brianna? Thanks for coming on. Hey, Jordan, nice art. I would like a lesson on how to draw and shade again. God be with thee. All right, we'll have to set that up. Let's see, drawing and shading. I wonder if, I'm trying to think if I can cover that today a little bit, how to shade. Well, here, I can do this real quick. When it comes to shading or adding value, all you have to do is think about basic shapes and think about where the light's coming from. Those are the 2 biggest things I could say. So let's say you have a light source, like a sun right over here, and you have a sphere, right? The light's gonna hit directly here. This will be where your highlight is. And then at some point, you're going to have a shadow, right? This is all being hit by the sun. All of this here is going to be in shadow, right? Now, an object that's on the floor is going to have something called bounce light. And that is the idea that if you have a light coming down, then once it hits that surface, it's going to bounce back up in all directions, including hitting this object again. So here you'll usually have an area where it's slightly lighter. That's known as your bounce light. So that would mean the darkest part of the shadow. This is called the terminator edge or terminator shadow or core shadow. And that's the darkest area, right? Or the darkest area on the object. Your cast shadow is typically the darkest area overall. And you'll figure that out based on perspective and what type of shape it is. But that's typically how it goes. And then as you move from this highlight to this terminator edge, it will get slowly darker. So, it'll look, so if this is darker, and lighter, that kind of thing. This looks like a weird planet or something. But the same principle applies if you're drawing like a cylinder or a pyramid or a cube. All that stuff is the exact same, but you just have to think about the type of shapes these things are. So like arms, for example, are very similar to cylinders. So you would shade an arm in a very similar way that you would a cylinder, and so on and so forth. So I hope that answers your question, at least for now, until we can figure out that lesson. Not that I do Insta much, but I am following Joe McFo now too. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. For those who are not following, please follow me. I would appreciate it, and you will make me smile. Jody K says, thanks, Jordan. You are very welcome. I hope I explained it properly enough for you. So Jordan, can I ask, how do you get the size of eyes accurately? I am a slave to my reference for drawing portraits, and I redraw the eyes a bajillion times, always correcting them a bit smaller. So the thing with drawing eyes is you just have to understand what's happening underneath the skin, right? That's why I would say for everything. Most times I see an anatomy question, which I do not mind getting, by the way. Please continue to keep asking them. But what most people don't do is they don't really study what's happening underneath. So if I'm looking at someone's face or skeleton or skull or whatever, I have to judge something called the orbital bone. That is, let's see if I draw a quick skull right here. right? So this right here, it's also your eye socket. You could think of it like that. Your eye socket is also your orbital bone, right? And what happens is, let's get your nasal bone right here, right? And then you'll have your jaw, or not your jaw yet. These are your teeth, your front row of teeth, or top row, zygomatics, which are your cheekbones, etc. And then you have your jaw attached like this. The eyeball is going to sit in here, right? Just like a little cubby, right? It's the orbital bone's a little cubby for the eyeball to sit in. So that's, if you guys ever see me draw, that's usually what I do first. I will figure out where the orbital bone is, and then I'll place the eyes inside of that. And it also depends on the age of the person, right? Typically, as far as I know, eyes do not stop growing throughout a person's life. I'm sorry. Let me back up. Eyes do not grow in a person's life. We're born with the same size eyeballs that we will die with, right? When we're 85 or whatever. So that's why babies, their eyes look so big, on top of the fact that their heads are generally much smaller. That's why their eyes are all big, and that's why we see them as cute, right? If you look at Disney princesses, they do the same thing. They make their eyes really big to kind of play off that cute factor. You could see the same thing with a lot of female characters who are maybe a love interest, like Jessica Rabbit or Chell from The Road to El Dorado or something. So it kind of develops over time the more you do it. One thing I can say really quickly is the way I draw the face, straight on. I will typically, in terms of width, make the head about 4 heads across. Some people do 5. I think that's a little much personally, but if you have one eye here, right? This is where the eye go, another eye here. The space in between here is also going to be one eye, and then you'll have half of that space on the ends. So that in total will make 4. So it's basically, 2 on this side, cut in half here, then 2 on the other side. I hope that helps. So now that I got these 4 really dope poses, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start fleshing these out a little bit more, and I'm going to just draw some loose sketching of clothes on top, because we can't have my girl naked out here, right? So let's give her some clothes. Let's start with this one because I really like this pose. And oh wait, there's a way you can see. Is it subview? Let me see. I think there's a way you can see your photo reference here. I just saw it on YouTube the other day. Let's see if I can figure it out. Oh, that's doing its thing. Let's see. Brianna says, "Thanks, bro, Joe McFo," or Joe Mofo. Mofo is a different aesthetic altogether. but I appreciate it. I'm glad I could help. Manette getting the eyes symmetrical. I think I'm doing better at that, but I did a 3/4 view and one eye ended up looking tiny and flat instead of round, realizing now that may actually be a shading issue. No, you can still draw eyes accurately without shading, which is why I recommend drawing with line more and getting more practice there, because people will often use shading as a crutch, I notice. Let me just grab my reference from Kayla, and I'll continue with my statement. Is this it? Is it open? Oh wait, no, I should go back. Character page. Here we go. Okay, so typically people will often hide their mistakes through rendering, and I think that is a bit of a problem. And I think if you can conquer it in line first, then you'll be able to do anything. So look at this. This is so cool. I figured it out. So you see this little top right corner? I didn't know I could do that. That is freaking dope. So now I can just have her design. Can I pull this down a bit? Because I don't need all this down here. Yes. Oh, we're in business now. Photoshop, I don't know if they can do this. Oh, if I convert from Photoshop to Clip Studio, that would be something. Jody K, you should definitely you should definitely need to make tutorials and tips vids on character design. I have so many things I could talk about with character design. It's just for some reason I just haven't gotten around to doing them. I wanted to spend some time doing videos that I think would help artists mentally, because so a lot of you guys are from Art Prof, which I appreciate. Thank you for supporting Art Prof, and thank you for supporting my channel. But one thing I noticed is that a lot of people talk about the struggle they have personally with imposter syndrome or perfectionism, or for whatever reason not feeling good enough to do art. And I've been wanting to focus on stuff like that because no one ever really talks about it. Like, there's so many videos out there talking about character design, and I don't mind adding to the bunch by any means, and I want to even more. But in the world, how do I make this straight again? There's usually a button down here that will make this straight automatically, but I don't know where it is. Anyway, so yeah, I've been wanting to focus on that, and I've unfortunately neglected some of the art stuff that I've been wanting to share. But this is a good reminder to get back into that. Let's see. I'll have her looking here. I'll have her do this 3-chord pose. So with this phase of the drawing, this is kind of like phase 2. It's tighter than the blue drawing I did first, but it's not so tight that everything's going to be a clean line. So you're still going to see me do some sketchy stuff here. Sketchy in a good way, not sketchy like dude by the standing in the alleyway is sketchy. The center of her face. And since I just got asked a question about drawing eyes, I can do that right here. Once I get that. So, and I sometimes skip steps in my head because I've done it enough times, but I'll think about drawing the eyes very lightly. Because this is such a flat stop. Hi, Ace. You just came and started licking my arm. Because this is a more cartoony style, it's not going to get the full definition, but I can mimic that. Like if I look at how do I zoom in on this? If I zoom in on the face, you could still tell that there's a roundness to the eye, even though it's more subtle. So let me see, do I have an example? I'm trying to think. Ace is just like bugging me now. He left me alone for most of the day, and now he's just like coming up and it's like, I need love, sir. I need affection now. Okay, now he's walked out. Let me think. I know I have sketches somewhere. Hold on, let me find something. Get a little bit better. Artwork. Oh, here we go. I know I can open. Got these head sketches I did in Clip Studio, so we can look at that as it loads up. So I must have when did I do these? These must have been like in the early summer or something. No, this was a year ago. I did these sketches a year ago. Wow, time flies. So notice how I'm not really doing a whole lot of rendering, right? I'm not spending any time shading practically. But what I am doing is I'm communicating through these different forms that the eye is a little bit more round. So one way you can do that is, let's say you start with the eyeball, right? Nice round shape. I typically like to do something like this. Up, over, down, create this sort of arch for the top lid, and then down, over, and up. So you're basically creating this sort of like 6-sided diamond, and then you can go out and smooth those just a little bit more. If you don't like the sharp look, let's say the tear duct is about here. Get your iris somewhere like that. Pupil. And then you could have I believe it's called the epicampic fold, or epicamp fold, something like that. It's your eye fold basically. And do something like that. And I usually make the top lid a little bit more heavy in value because of the eyelashes. And that's how I would draw an eye. If it's at a different angle, let's say something like this, then I do the same formula, except I just think about it in perspective, right? And how it wraps around the ball, right? But notice I'm like not doing any rendering, and you can already tell that it's round, right? So this is why I say don't rely on rendering so much, or doing a ton of intense shading. Brazen Spirituality says, imposter right here in the corner. I think we all feel like imposters sometimes. I definitely do. It's unfortunate, but I'm working to overcome that. And like I got hired at DreamWorks a couple of years ago. I don't work there anymore, but I felt like an imposter when they hired me. I was like, I just walked out of school and now you guys want me to do character design, and are you sure you want me to do it? And I didn't ask these questions to them, but it was definitely a strange feeling. I felt very insecure about my work quality, especially considering I knew how much growth I needed and still need in a lot of ways. But what I'm learning is that a lot of artists feel that way, and it's something we just all have to live with. Sometimes it's not going to be immediate before you feel like you belong somewhere in the art world, or whatever field you guys have chosen. But you're meant to be there. If someone hired you, they wanted you for a reason, despite all the other applications or all the other people who they know who are artists. They wanted you specifically. So every time you get a project or a job, just remember that. All right, let's back up here. What are we doing? Okay. So, let's give her some eyebrows so she doesn't look so freaky. Let's give her a little bit of she's intense. She's in action mode, so we'll have her frown for the first time in history. No, I have other drawings of her frowning, but just not often. I rock and stuff with my afro puff. There we go. And then her shoulder is kind of coming up above her jaw a little bit, but she is, like I said, a young girl. She doesn't have a lot of muscle definition for multiple reasons, but age being one of them. So I'm not going to do a ton in terms of definition for her shoulder. I'm also probably going to, I made this arm a little long here in my gesture, so let's bring it in a little. There we go. This whole pose is super long. This is supposed to be her arm in my sketch, but I'm looking at it again. I'm like, that don't make no sense. So what we're going to do, I'm going to small her up a little bit. Let's, as much as I like that gesture, I'm going to try and keep that same energy. Do something closer to that. I think that feels a little bit closer. Ace came and sat next to me again. He has this pattern where he'll just like come sit here for like a minute and a half and then just leave and then come right back. Let's see. Ginger Cell says, hello Ginger Cell, how you doing? I'm late, but I was roller skating, so worth it. Oh man, roller skating is fun. I appreciate that. What are we doing today? Today we're working on some more poses for Kayla, except I'm doing it in the standard Shadowboxer style, and I'm doing these poses right here. Hey everyone, please give Jordan a big like real quick. Yes, give me all the likes. Give me comments. Give everything. I need everything. I lust for the attention and the approval. No, but you guys are super awesome. Thank you for staying on. Manette says Neil Gaiman tells a story about meeting Neil Armstrong at a party filled with artists and writers, and Armstrong basically saying all he did was get lucky and feeling like an imposter at that party. You know, sometimes it's kind of it. Like, I'm sure almost everyone feels like an imposter at some point, like they don't belong. You know, but again, like, of all the people that could have been chosen to do whatever it is that is on the table, you know, they chose you. Or this event happened to you. It is what it is. And, you know, you can either run from it and be so terrified of change and failure that it cripples you, or you can, you know, work with it and change over time, you know? Okay, so let's get her shoes here. Oh, this is going to be such a cool pose. I'm excited for this. Okay, so let's do this. I think her knee's probably going to do something closer to that. I lost the photo reference of this image, I think. I don't think it's here anymore. Yeah, it's gone. So I'm kind of just making this one up. She's grabbing this from the other side of the board, so we'll actually see this first. Yeah, let's give her a hand. I think she needs a hand. Yeah. So again, not a ton of muscle definition because she is a 12-year-old. I don't know too many buff 12-year-olds. Okay. Also remembering that she has a nice collar on her shirt. So what I might do, I might have her collar kind of cover up some of her face or some of her chin just a little bit. Have the collar come out here. I moved this. I moved her pelvis up a little bit, so I think that's gonna make me move the jacket a little bit. She has a kind of a cropped at the top a bit, so let's do that. I have no idea how far I'm going to get in this stream, by the way, guys. Like, I'm not even going to be like, I'll finish all 4 or I'll finish 1. I'm just like going with the flow. Okay, then she's got her backpack, which is important because it's what her hoverboard attaches to. So I'll draw that here. Let's see what we're looking like without the sketch. Yeah, it's looking pretty cool. It's looking pretty dope. Ginger Still says, BRB, gotta get food. Okay, no problem. Lucky you, Ginger Still. I love roller skating, but middle-aged people going to roller rink just look sketchy. That's funny. So what genre of animation is Shadowboxers? I'm getting a lot of action vibes. Your vibes that you're getting would be correct. It is an action adventure show. That's just the genre I love personally. And I like comedy, I like drama as well, but I feel like animation deserves action because you can do so much with it and you don't have to put anybody at risk, right? Like Jackie Chan doing all his own stunts. That man is a freaking superhero at this point, you know, but I can have the most death-defying stunts and all it is a drawing, you know, it's a drawing I spent this amount of time on. And so, yeah, it's definitely an action show. There's going to be lots of fighting. There's going to be lots of like chases and superpowers, things like that. Oh, this looks dope. She's looking at you. Oh my gosh. I'm getting excited about this. Fortunately, it's too sketchy for me to understand what's happening on the other side. But yo, that's going to make a cool poster right there. When I clean that up, oh man, that's going to be so fresh. I'm going to get a Shadowboxers poster in my room somewhere. The only Shadowboxers thing I have in here are like my hat. I have a Shadowboxers hat. I have a shirt. I think I already wore. I think it's on Dirty Clothes right now. And then I have some stickers. But I'm going to have to make more stickers because I also plan to open up a Shadowboxers merch shop pretty soon. I want to get like phone cases, stickers, t-shirts, tote bags, all that stuff. And like I'd have to get more designs together for you guys, but I want to launch that pretty soon. Maybe around the holiday season or something, it'll be ready to go. Maybe even sooner than that. I don't know. I'll announce it when it's ready. But yeah, I want to start repping my crew. Okay, so she's got this belt here, and then she's got on this belt loop some pockets. And let's see. So we go down. So she's got these shorts above her leggings, and they go about halfway down. So I would say the shorts probably do this. And this part of the arm will be hidden. It's actually going to be behind that leg, but you can't really see it right now. Okay. And then she's going to have the little lanyard. That was the word I was looking for last week. I was trying to figure out the name of that thing. It's a lanyard. There we go. So I got to have that. And because she's flying this way, it's going to probably end up around here. That might be too long, actually. Yeah, I'll put it around here. Artistic license. Exaggerate just a bit. Let me save this while I'm thinking about it. As you guys can see, I'm very organized. I'm like character name, and I got like types here. Action pose. Yes, this is an action pose. Let's call it Kayla hoverboard. All right, so we're good to go. Because if something happens that I don't like, I'm not even gonna say it out loud. I'm not even trying to bring that into existence by speaking it. We'll be safe. Okay. So that is very off center, but that's okay. Let's redraw it. Get rid of that arm a bit because we don't need it. We don't need it. Might have a little bit of her arm, or not her hand here. I like it. I'm liking it so far. Neftali says, right up my alley. Good, I'm glad. That means you better watch it when it comes out. When you do have a store, will you have an art book or any books relating to Shoutboxers? That is one of my biggest goals, actually, is to create an art book. The only thing about it, I have plenty for artwork, but not enough to fill up a book. So one day, this next year, as I'm developing the story even more and doing concept art, I'm going to use all that and compile it in a book. I would love to at least have a PDF for you guys. And I'll probably create a Gumroad account. You can purchase that. And I think I'm probably going to have a lot of like story stuff in there. But I think what I want to do also is find a way to get a printed book. So I might eventually do like a Kickstarter or something like that. But this is like a year or two down the line, nothing immediate. Because, I'm spending so much time on it, and a lot of shows, a lot of stories, they get rushed because of production needs, but I don't really have that burden, and for that reason, and because I'm primarily working by myself, I want to be able to deliver something that you guys will enjoy, hopefully. And I need to take my time with it because a lot of this stuff is new to me. I'm having to learn different software. I have to learn, different things about story and foreshadowing and, character development and pacing and stuff that some of which I've never really done to this capacity before. I've definitely never done it to this capacity. So it takes a lot to figure this stuff out. Okay, just make sure the pockets are good. Okay, then she's got a really buff calf muscle. Let's resolve that. Again, we don't need no majorly buff 12-year-old. Just little soul shift flow is all we need there. Yeah. What do you guys think so far? I think she's looking pretty dope, personally. Let's see. Please give Jordan those thumbs up so YouTube will show his channel to more people. Thank you, Brazen Spirituality. You are like the number one hype person right now. Hype lady. This is great. Thank you so much. 14 people in the chat. Yes. All right. Well, it says 8 on my end, but I'm going to trust what Amanda says and say it was 14 at one point. Yes, 15 here and 8 thumbs up. You all can do it. Thank you guys. Whoops, forgot to like. I love supporting my Black art creators. Oh, so you're an independent animator. So for the most part, like, I think the way I see it, I talked about this on previous streams, but there's been a lot happening with different company mergers and stuff like that. People are losing their projects left and right, and there's nothing they can do about it. And I have a very particular reason I want to tell this story. I'm not going to reveal it in the stream or anything, but it's very close to my heart. And I would hate for something to happen out of my control where my project is just dead in the water, So the way I see it right now, and I also think, if I do pitch a show, it will come with too many strings attached, like, the fact that most of my characters are brown, I have a feeling that not everyone's going to like that so much, and I think it's going to come with too many strings attached because of certain things I want to have. And so the way I see it is, like, if I can create it myself and tell the story that I want to tell, then here's the thing, I don't think I'm so different from other people that the things I like are just completely absent from the things that other people like, and if I can find an audience who really appreciates the things that I have to say, then great. But I also recognize that not everyone's going to appreciate or value it the same way, and that's totally fine. Be nice about it, but I totally get that. So yeah, I want to have my own autonomy when it comes to shadowboxers, and not to say I will not receive help ever, but I definitely want to have control over this property, because when people lose control over it, that's when things start going real crazy. I know that was a long answer to a short question, but it's all good. Actually, Brazen, I know a lot of middle-aged people who skate. I'm back with food. Yay. All right. Glad you got the food. Ace is back here too. He's please, Ace, don't eat my stuff. I leave books on the floor sometimes. You might, can you see him? I don't know. Oh, he's black and he's like hiding right there, huh? He's right there. Yeah. So it's kind of hard to see, but he's all cute and stuff. He's just a friendly little dog. All right, so I think I made this torso a little too big, so I'm actually going to thin her out a bit. Okay. Yeah, I'm drawing, Ace. He just wagged his tail. I'm sorry, he's too heavy for me to constantly lift up, and I have my headphones in. He's going to break something, I think. Neftali Art says, I don't want my stories to be changed and my characters to be stereotypical because I want to be able to represent my Haitian culture with my own hands. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. And I really think that creators now have so much more control than they ever have, because we have our own ability to distribute, and there's so many software programs that we're able to utilize, that professional companies use, that we could technically produce ourselves if we had the means to do so. If we had the team and we had the finances, like we literally don't need a lot of these big studios. That's the reason why people go to them still, is because they have the money. But a lot of creators tend to get a lot of have a lot of issues, because when you when you decide you want to have a show on like a big network like a Disney or a Nickelodeon or whatever, you also kind of give away your right to make certain decisions because you're not funding it. When someone else's money gets involved, that's when things get really tricky. And there are certain decisions that companies will make that sometimes you may not like for the sake of ratings. And then what's even worse is when those shows end up getting canceled because it doesn't sell enough toys or something. Like, you guys might know the show Young Justice. It only had 2 seasons, and the reason they canceled it, it was a very successful show. Everyone loved it. It was getting like 100% ratings on Rotten Tomatoes and all that. The reason they canceled the show is because it didn't sell enough toys. That was literally it. And thankfully, the fans, fought, and a couple years later they brought it back. But still, like, that shouldn't be the reason why we stop a story. You know what I mean? I'm too attached to the idea of creative freedom and creative control. And that's why if I do pitch this to like a network or something, I want to make sure I have as much leverage as possible, because realistically, it's hard to produce an animated show by yourself and by your own budget. Most people don't have millions of dollars just sitting around. But if you have an audience already that's already established, and you've proven to them like, hey, people are interested and they like the way that it is, they like the way I tell stories, you can have a lot more say in how you do things. Why isn't this working? Okay, hold on. Did it? Okay. My Cintiq just froze. I've been through this before. I just got to reinstall the software real quick, so it'll take a second. I don't know why that happens so frequently lately. I've never had this issue up until like a month ago, but I just got to reinstall the software. It shouldn't take me too much time. Maybe like a minute, maybe like 2 minutes or something like that. So in the meantime, we'll just talk. We'll just talk. And yeah, so basically, yeah, I'm really passionate about artists and creators telling the stories that they want to tell. And I know that there's also a lot of people who complain about like Hollywood telling the same old stories. A lot of that is because they're scared to do something different, because they know they'll have a guaranteed hit, financially speaking, if they do one thing over another. That typical movie formula that you guys are so used to seeing. And if that's the case, then when they get a brand new, project that's really interesting, that sometimes they just go like, oh man, this is too out there. If we do this, we might lose millions of dollars, even though the script is great. And that's part of the politics of creating a project. So yeah, it's just one of those painful things. It's really unfortunate. Okay, so let's download this again. This happens in my classes sometimes too. I really don't understand the issue. But it is what it is. Let's see. If only you were rich, then we could have shadow boxers. I know. Well, you're gonna get it one way or another. Trust me. I believe that there will be some shadow boxer support in the very near future, where we'll at least see some really cool stuff. So yeah, I have high hopes, but I'm not rich, unfortunately. Netflix says, I love Young Justice. Most of us do. I also love it. I love the show Owl House, and it's getting canceled. Oh, dang. I'm sorry. I don't think I've ever seen that show. I've heard of it, but I imagine there's millions of people who like the show, and it's just not going anywhere. It's just some really dumb stuff happening. It's so sad. I hate when things like that happen. Like I said, back in the day, Fat Albert was a very fun animated show, and they had their individuality that gave them depth. And I would also like a story about Native American characters or Asian characters. That would be cool. I don't think I've ever seen a Native American animated show before. I don't think I've ever seen that concept. They might have had like a skit in Family Guy, which we all know how Family Guy treats people. But yeah, that would be a really cool concept. But if someone's stuffed one show with all races represented by one character, each I would feel that would just feel weird and disjointed. Yeah, sometimes they just make decisions not because of story reasons, but because they need to fill a certain quota. Like there's all the stuff about the token black character, or There's all the stereotypes of both ethnicity and gender. It doesn't really matter, just stereotypes being plugged in all the time. Sometimes I don't know how to represent my own culture properly. I shame to my ancestor. Well, you know what? First off, I think a lot of it just comes from sincerity and understanding. There's I don't think there's any one way of doing anything. You can show different parts of culture in a lot of areas. Like, for example, I'm of African descent, but I'm not African. Like, I don't know anyone. I don't have any family in the continent of Africa, but Shadowboxers has a ton of inspiration from it, and also hip hop culture and a couple other things that I'm inspired by. So I think the more personal it is, the more you really resonate, the more it can be lasting. Like, for example, you guys know my favorite show, Avatar: The Last Airbender. That show was created by two white men, but a lot of people resonate with the show and the themes in the show. And I think they did their homework very, very well personally. Now, I know some people may disagree with me, and I've heard some people say, like, oh, it would have been better if it was created by Asian men or something like that. But in reality, it wasn't made by them. So, like, what can you do? They had a great idea, and I think they executed it fairly well considering all of that. But I think you make an excellent point. Just be as sincere about it as you possibly can, and I think you'll be okay. Ginger Sun says, I feel that, Jody. Brazen, it's not anime, but highly recommended. Reservation Dogs. That sounds familiar. I think I've heard of that. I know, but this time I want everything now. Yeah, I understand. Because if I were to go to Japan, I don't think I'd be able. Wait, hold on. Let me just make sure I'm not frozen. The updates are coming in strong, so it might make me blank out for a second. If I were to go to Japan, I don't think I'd be able to handle all the pressures and getting death threats due to my comic not being the way they would see it. That's a pretty extreme jump right there, going to those types of threats. I don't. First of all, none of us are gonna know what's gonna happen whenever we put art out. But I will say this: if you have a reaction, that's probably better. Like, I'm not saying I wish horrible letters to come into your mailbox or anything like that. But let's see, is it working now? Yes. Okay, we're back in business, guys. Back in business. I think that I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. Hold on, let me just reorient myself. Getting a reaction. So I think that's one of the most beautiful things you can get out of art. You want people to feel something. That's the reason why we make stuff, right? It's the reason why we watch movies. You want to go there and feel something. Matter of fact, movies, in my opinion, might be called movies, not just because of moving pictures, but also because it moves you emotionally, right? In an hour and a half, you can go from happy to sad to depressed to angry to excited to motivated to all this stuff. And that's what we feel whenever we watch a movie that's boring. It's because we usually don't feel anything, right? It's just like, this was dull. There was no heart to it whatsoever. And so, again, I think it goes back to, can you make people feel something? That's why characters often go through harsh stuff sometimes. Like, I don't know how many of you guys have seen Spider-Man 2, Tobey Maguire, the OG Spider-Man, but in Spider-Man 2, he got crapped on all the time. Like, there was just stuff happening to this guy, and I still feel hurt. Like, there was one part where in like one scene, his love of his life was engaged. His best friend slapped him. He was losing his powers, and then he couldn't even get any food from the tray. And then he had to take pictures of the love of his life, being engaged or agreeing to being married. I was just like, bruh, like, this is just sad, but you feel something, So I get passionate about this stuff, guys. These are the things I can't always talk about in art because we got to make a bunch of different points and get at other contributions. But you guys are just hearing me like spiff on stuff. When I saw Alan Tudyk listed as cast for Encanto, he's the voice of the bird, I was like, token white guy. I've never seen Encanto, and I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. Ginger Still says, Jordan, I just noticed your walls are so blank. Put some art on there or something. They are pretty blank, aren't they? Part of it is I'm just I always am afraid of putting stuff on the walls because, and also I was asked not to put things on the walls because paint chipping or whatever. I do have a cool Spider-Man poster here. Like, let me see. Can I move this without? Yeah, I got a Spidey poster right there. And it says, what makes you different is what makes you Spider-Man. And I also got a little Appa, whatchamacallit? It's a print. It's a little Appa print. Yeah. So I got a few things. And my calendar's right here. How do you feel about the new Little Mermaid? I think it's cool. I don't have a problem with it personally. I think people are overreacting to Halle Bailey being black. Like, it's just I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's like, is it really necessary to complain that much? You know, and this is the way it's double-sided for me. And I'm going back and forth. On one hand, I'm like, I think it's cool that that black people and other ethnicities are getting some sort of representation through these famous characters. However, I think it's kind of irritating that a lot of the time we see chances being taken like this, it's not towards a new project. You know, and even when they have a new black show or movie or something, I notice there's always elements of like wanting to be a rapper, slavery, you know, or maybe like civil rights. That's like all it is. And I'm so tired of it. I get it. Like, and I'm, you know, that's part of my culture or my history rather, you know, growing up as an African-American in this country. But at the same time, it's like, let's do some cool fantasy worlds. Let's see something different that won't make me depressed all the time. You know, that's part of where Shadowboxers came from too, because I wanted to do a fantasy world that had people that looked like me in it. You know, I was tired of the European knights and 1500s, you know, Germany or whatever the case is. I wanted to see something a little bit different. Amanda says, drink every time Jordan brings up Avatar. I'm not going to be responsible for the deaths of like all my viewers. I don't want that on my record. Plus, I don't even drink. I will watch Reservation Dogs ASAP. Thanks for recommendation. Drink every time Jordan mentions Spider-Man 2. You guys will all die if you did that. You guys will all die. I don't want you to die. You guys are awesome, and I love you all. So we just can't see the wall art. Yeah, that's really all it is. I keep my wall art near me because it helps inspire me. I mean, I could put it over my bed, but then I have to be like, and then, you know, like, why? Just why? Hey, I watched the last Spider-Man at the theaters easily 8 times. Same for Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. I freaking love that movie. Instant cult classic. Dang, you saw Spider-Man No Way Home 8 times? That's crazy. That's devotion. I only saw it 1 time. But I saw clips of it, or I saw people like watching it on TikTok as well. They were uploading the movie somehow. I don't know how they do that, but I guess it's not really my business to know. But they had it on there. Let's see. Yes, OMG. I don't know what you're saying yes, OMG to, but let's see. I agree. My goal is to have awareness of my Haitian characters since the media has stereotyped so much, and I want to change it with sci-fi and supernatural elements. Yeah, that's what it's all about. It's about telling different stories. We all have stories, and especially, you know, artists. You know, this is what we want to do, and I hate the fact that so many people are blocked from telling the stories that they want to tell. So it's like, if they don't want us to tell the stories, then let's just do it ourselves. We have literally all the tools at our disposal to create something epic. We have the software, you know, like this one program, I could create an entire animated show. You know, I don't have the time to do that because creating an animated show by myself, I don't know if you guys know, it takes 24 frames per second for animation, and then that's not including the background designs or like fixing things, the sound and all that stuff. So it's very hard to make your own animated show, but you could feasibly do it, you know, if you just had an infinite amount of time and no bills to pay. And I don't have either of those. Sponsor me, people. Anyway, Ginger still says wholesome representation. We didn't say alcohol. We could drink water and be hydrated. There we go. Yes. But also still be careful, because I don't want you I don't want you guys to drown your organs either, because I know that it's possible. um, let's see. All right, Kayla's looking pretty good. What is that line? I don't know what I just drew. So by the looks of this, we're already an hour and a half in. I don't know how many of these I'm gonna finish, but this is fun. I'm enjoying this conversation. Neftali says, but people shouldn't be. I want to see more representation of the Caribbean. See, like, just in this room, we have, from my account, 11 people in here right now, and we all want to see different things. I don't think we should be hindered by some studio in Hollywood saying, oh, we need to show this. Like, one of the most ridiculous things to me is, like, whenever they do, like, Bible movies especially, they always have like white actors playing Egyptians. And that just doesn't make a whole, especially ancient Egypt. Like, it doesn't make any sense. How do you even, like, they literally change the hieroglyphs, like the colors of them, so people don't, so it matches. It's just like, come on, let's do something a little bit different. And that's actually why I'm a really big fan of Black Panther, because I think it showed people that we are willing to see something different. And, of course, there is still going to be a lot of racism. Like, Caleb McLaughlin, who plays Lucas on Stranger Things, he actually just came out recently talking about the racism he's experienced while being on Stranger Things, and not from the cast or crew necessarily, but from the fans. If you look at all the other cast members who are his peers, who've been there since season 1, just like him, he has the least amount of followers, and he's basically like, it's because I'm Black, I'm the Black kid on the show, and it's really, really unfortunate to me. But I'm like, yeah, things have got to change. By the way, I want Caleb McLaughlin to voice Javen when this becomes animated. For those of you guys who don't know who Javen is, he's my main character. He is right here. Let's show him off. Oops. Yeah, this is Javen right here. I want Caleb to voice him. I think he has such a great range. He has such great range as an actor. I know he can pull off really emotional scenes, and he's got a calmness to his voice, but I know he can also be really energetic when he wants to. So if anyone's got access to Caleb McLaughlin, if that's like your cousin or something like that, tell him about Showbox and tell him I want him to voice Javen. Let's see. Yes, I see some folks of certain complexions that are literally defined by their ancestors being slaves, like American Jews aren't defined by their ancestors were slaves, then killed in Germany. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of frustrating to see the same story repeated over and over. Manette says, I think it's also a case of the people in minority on the issue are loudest, like the people who want to see representation in media just don't shout as loudly as the people who are racist and sexist. Well, I think a lot of it is also because a lot of those people don't have the money. Like, I don't have Hollywood money, and I imagine a lot of you guys don't either, even though you probably across the racial spectrum have a wide range. But most people don't have $200 million sitting around to spend, especially as a person of color or whatever the situation is. And many of us don't even live in the area where they make these movies or have access to these people. So that becomes another thing. And we end up having to be subjected to the stories that they tell all the time. And granted, a lot of those stories are cool. I like the Avengers. I like Spider-Man a lot. Drink some water. But I, again, still think that there's a lot more that can be done. And so, again, if they're not going to do it for us, then we got to make that change ourselves. I really believe that, and I think right now my goal is to learn how to do that. There's so many things that I don't know about how, certain businesses work or, what it takes to fund an animated show or something, but I could learn it, I'm sure I could figure it out. I don't think I'm any less intelligent than the people running these companies who clearly don't know how to make right decisions. So, so who knows? Brazen Spirituality says, I honestly do not give a fig what color someone's skin is, except it may influence my avoidance of some topics out of consideration or compassion. My kids were not allowed to describe a kid by race. Well, that's interesting. That's an interesting way to look at that. Yeah, I will watch a show with any color character. Well, there's a song called "Rapper's Delight," and what's the lyric on there? He says, he's talking about all the different races of people. He says, to the hip hop, hip it to the hip of the hip hip, a hop you don't stop, rock it to the bang bang boogie. Say, I'm trying to remember. Shout out to the red, to the brown, black, white, the red and the brown, the purple and yellow. That's what he says. Yeah, something around those lines. So many files, geez. Yeah, I got a lot of files. There's more that you guys haven't even seen. I've only shown you like a quarter of what I actually have. Like, watch me go into one of these Photoshop files one day. You'll see what I really got. Like Sandra O's in it. I don't know what that is. Ginger Still says, this conversation got so heavy, man. We want to lighten it up? We can. It was awesome. Saw that in theater. I try to go to theaters to see movies that matter, to voice my opinion to Hollywood with my dollars. There you go. Well, here's the thing. I didn't mean for this conversation to get heavy on a Sunday night, but since we're on the topic, I figure why not? Because I think it affects everybody. We ultimately want to see stories that move us. And I just, like, my whole thing about it is just, let's see something different. Like, there's so many indie creators out there who are doing some amazing stuff, but we never hear about them because they're not heavily advertised. And as someone like myself who doesn't have a lot of pull in like Hollywood or anything like that, we're kind of forced to either sink or swim. And so that's why, it's like, you gotta decide, you're gonna just let your dreams continue to be dreams, or you're gonna go out and make something, but we can lighten up the mood. Give me 1 second, guys. I need to step away from the computer for just a moment. I'll be right back. Okay, I have returned. Let's see. Show us all the files, OMG. I can't really show you what's in the files, but all these are different characters right here. I can show you these actually. Just sketch the finals. I think I did this for a commission sheet from like a few years ago. So I was giving examples like, you want a sketch like this, you want line art, or do you want color, So I did that for all the characters. Some things have changed, like my boy got an upgrade on these boots. Same here. Yeah, Javen changed quite a bit. But then I have, let me show you this, my writing folder. So I have all this stuff here. I got my series Bible. I'm obviously not going to click into this because it has all my story stuff, and I'm going to keep that a surprise. But this document, I actually just uploaded to Google Docs so I can just edit from anywhere. It's now 99 pages of Shadowboxer's like ideas and stories and world building and stuff like that. But it goes back, these files, to years ago. Like, this one's from 2020, and I had this outdated documents folder. I think some of these are from when I was in high school. The dates say much later, but because I uploaded to my drive at a certain point. Yeah, I got pitch document stuff. Got my mama blanket of Javen for Mother's Day one time, so looked like that. I had the file saved. This is my presentation when I presented it in grad school. I'm not going to show that because it's got some written stuff about my story that I don't want to reveal. Episode 1 art, I got some different stuff here. I got some Black Panther reference stuff, trying to learn how they put together their Bible and their history and everything like that. And I got this from a Ruth Carter interview. I just had to screenshot stuff because they had to put together like a 500-page Bible, a production Bible, just to create the world. And then storyboards, I got research, reference, artwork, obviously, up the wazoo. I got environments here. Let's see what we got. I could show you some of this stuff if it ever comes up. Let's take our sweet time. Let's try this. Yeah, some building sketches. These are at least 3 years old. But I was trying to figure out like what I could do with interesting shapes for this world. 3D mock-up. Did this. I never posted this. I didn't really like it in the end. I spent so much time on it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it just didn't feel like an actual like city block because all the buildings are set in random spaces. So that's why I never posted it. And I also didn't like the painting, how it came out. But I like the buildings themselves, if that makes sense. Like by alone, I think they're cool. Let's see what else we got. This was another one that I never finished. Again, this one's from 2020. This was on my final semester of school. What else we got? What else? We got this right here. Is it going to show up? I don't know if it's going to show up, guys. Okay, I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting for that. Let's see. Temple. Can I show something from here? Oh yeah, some inspiration. Whoa, I changed the file name. Yeah, okay, I posted this on my Instagram, on my Shadowboxers Instagram account. These were some edits I needed to make, so that's what all the red lines are. I don't know if they were from me or from my professor, I can't remember. Line drawing, the first version. Oh, this is like the evolution of how this painting came to being. Somehow, that turned into that. I don't know where the other in-between stages are. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's what it turned into. And I think these files are all the same after that. So yeah, so there's your sneak peek of my files. And I have a lot more. Let's see. Oh, we got a lot of comments. Like I love the movie Avatar because they were describing subjugating a culture or race without identifying any existing human race, so everyone can identify with it. Yeah, Avatar was a pretty revolutionary movie, the James Cameron one. And for some reason, the sequel's coming out like 15 years after the original. I wonder how that's going to pan out. I mean, assuming it's going to be good. I'm sure the anticipation is high. As an Asian and live there, I like to include Africa into my graphic novel, but I'm afraid the people on web like Twitter would like Asian draw African. I know it's stupid. Wait, what? They would like Asian draw... would not like an Asian drawing an African person? Is that what you mean? I want to see the secrets. I know you want to see them, Ginger Cell. It's not like I draw it based on stereotypes or anything like that. Click, I dare you. You're just going to get me in trouble. I'm joking. I have no patience, clearly. It's all good. I don't mind showing you guys stuff that isn't like spoilery, you know? It's just the writing clearly I don't want to show, you know? Slightly different scenario. I worked behavioral health in PA, so not a ton of diversity. We took kids to self-esteem seminars, and all the speakers were Black women, and I was so excited for our 2 Black girls in my building that most of the audience was Black as well. For context, I'm why I had to tell our white kids that they need to deal with the discomfort because that's what the POC feel the majority of the time. Also love seeing all the hairstyles. I helped one of the girls a lot with her hair. I know I tend to struggle more with braiding hair for white kids, though. See, that's awesome. I love how you're able to engage with them like that. That's great. That character reminded me of David from Edge Runner. So good, Jordan. Thank you. You know, I designed this character before the David character. I know who you're talking about. They do have the same haircut and they have a similar vibe, but I promise you I designed the character before that thing came out. And I could prove it with my copyright, but it's all good. Clearly, it just means that I'm not a terrible character designer. I'll just say that. I'll take it as a compliment. Yeah, I don't know how far I'm gonna get with any of these drawings. I hope you guys don't mind that these are like unfinished sometimes by the time we end the stream, because this is I enjoy talking with you guys, and I don't have anyone like reading me the comments or like clicking on the ones that are, you know, the most important or whatever. And they're also on a different screen, so I can't just like peek over at them. But maybe if I change like OBS at some point, I can do that. Okay, so let's go like that. She's going to be grabbing the board this way. Let's get some eyes. I know her eyes are a little big. I'm planning to narrow that out. Let's see here. Nose. Boom, 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 boom. So the idea was that she's got one foot on the board and she's doing like this trick, but I don't know how well it's coming across. The reference photo was kind of odd, actually. This might just be a weird pose in general. Maybe I shouldn't have done this one. But it's okay. You know, it's fun practice. Let me change up the music a little bit because I'm starting to get a little bored of this beat. Let's try this one. I think I've done this one. This is cool. Let's see. Ginger Cell says, this is so cool. Thank you. I'm not exactly sure which one you're referring to, but thank you so much. I'm glad you think it's cool. Majority of the time, also, I love seeing all the hairstyle. Oh, wait, I already read that one. Oops. Yeah, you should sue them. Ha ha ha. I ain't got the money for all that. It's fine. You're awesome character designer. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm just scrubbing my cooked clay with nail remover to get the fuzzies off. This part takes so long. I don't know what that means, but yeah, have fun with that. I like seeing the unfinished drawings. Oh, good, because I got plenty of them. Oh man, I don't know why I haven't played this one before. I like this. I gotta have the music. Gotta have the music doing its thing. So when I'm sketching, especially at this stage, my main goal is to get the feel and the energy. You know, I'm not really trying to do a whole lot of specificity so much. I just want to get the vibe. Oh wow, I forgot to draw the clothes here. Oops. Let's change that. Give her a thinner neck too. Most little girls do not have thick necks like Dwayne Johnson. Most women don't have thick necks like Dwayne Johnson. Most men don't have thick necks like Dwayne Johnson. Actually, that guy's he's a beast. He's a beast. Really fun character though. Really like that. Really like him. So we got the little crop top kind of flowing in the wind here. It's doing something like this. Can't forget the backpack strap. I think this would probably be closer to the line of the shorts. Let's see. Got some puffiness right here. Yeah, there we go. The leggings. And that's pretty much it. And pretty much everything on Kayla is skin tight with the exception of the little cropped jacket vest thing, and I guess it's a vest technically, and her shorts. Everything else is pretty much just drawing the exact form, which is kind of nice, because like Javen, for example, everything is kind of baggy on him, and so I have to imagine things a little bit differently for him. All right, let's see what kind of expression should we give her. Maybe we want to do some. I don't want to give her a worried look, but maybe like a whoa, looking up like that. With a little nose, she got a little nose. Yeah, there we go. I'm digging it. So that's what we got right now. I still think the top right one is the coolest. That is just like, would you want to mess with a girl that looked like that coming at you? I don't think I would. You can have moderators, but I really enjoy this interaction. The topic of race and stereotypes is valuable and pertinent to character creation and development, as well as the art itself. Yeah, maybe I should have moderators. I might, if anyone wants to volunteer as tribute, I can set you guys as that later on. You guys can just say, put me as a mod or something. Or if I forget, you can just message me on Instagram or something like that. I'm just curious, what's an art medium you wish you were good at? Oil painting. Yeah, oil painting, just painting in general. I've always struggled with, even digitally. It's just never been something that I understood so easily. So, and when I took it in school, I never made a single oil painting I was proud of. And I think it honestly comes down to having bad teachers. They didn't really focus on. I didn't feel like I was really seen in my oil painting classes. So yeah, if I could, I'd be really good at that. Yeah. See, bro, I had the hardest time getting things to look right on Javen. He looks better now. I tweaked him up since I posted on IG. Oh, I wish you would have told me that. I would have waited to post your art. I don't know if you saw it. I posted on the Shadowboxers page already. I guess we can always do an update. That's fine. But yeah, Javen's tricky. They're all tricky characters. They're very, very sophisticated. Which is part of why, even though I created them, it's taken me a while to draw them. So I don't even blame you. But again, thank you for the fan art. And for anyone else who wants to make fan art of my characters, you are more than welcome to do so. I would love to see it. Just make sure that when you do it, I would appreciate if you tag me, and we'll do this. So tag me at Shadowboxers or Shadow.boxers. And then the hashtag is going to be Shadow Boxers Series. So 3 words. Be careful of the 2 S's right here. Sometimes people miss that. But yeah, Shadow Boxers Series, and then tag me. And I would love to share it to my my Instagram page, because anytime I get support for my project here, I want to shout you guys out. So yes, so thank you again, Amanda, for doing that. I wouldn't mess with her. Thank you, Ginger. So that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't mess with Kayla. I love oil painting. I wish I did. Jordan, did you see my comment about Black Panther and the Haitian Revolution? No, I must have missed it. Can you repost it, please? Can someone teach me moderator skills? Basically, just make sure no one says anything crazy, like, go do something violent or whatever. Oil painting is evil. I'm not the biggest fan, but acrylic is amazing. I really want to do fan art of the woman with the mask. I don't care if she turns out to be a villain. She's my favorite, and I will die on this hill. I can say Aletha is definitely a villain. She's going to have a big presence in the story. I will say that. And that's something I'm actively working on. But Aletha, for those who do not know, is going to load one day. What is this? No. Get away. Get away. Get away from here. Yeah, here we go. There's Aletha. This was definitely the most difficult character. I think I actually might slightly redesign her, just to get rid of some of the details that I don't need, like this little strap on her arm. I think I want to give her a different type of cuff as well. But she's going to stay the same for the most part. But again, it's like some of these lines I don't really need. And she's very hard to draw. She's very, very hard. So, but if you're going to do it, I will support you. And again, please tag me if you do it, because I would love to see it. If I had time, I would love to make Cape Man out of clay. That would be the sickest thing ever. Oh my gosh, I would love that. The character she's talking about, Cape Man, is a scene. This is Javen's dad. See the spitting image of his son. Look at that. They both just intense looking. But I also did an image where they both looked more playful and joyful a couple streams ago. But yeah, this is Cape Man according to Ginger Cell. I am working on transitioning from realistic graphic to watercolors, and then actual watercolor and gouache is in my art supplies, but not broken into yet. Ooh, that sounds cool. She has my favorite design. I'm a sucker for anti-heroes, and she definitely has that vibe. Yeah, she is an anti-hero for sure. Especially like her character actually came together so quickly. Like, matter of fact, why don't I show you guys the process for Aletha? Let's see. I have all the files right here, all the secrets. This was a reference for her hair. Let's see. These were some mask designs I did. Originally, she was going to have this vial that contained her powers. I changed it because I thought it was too similar to Javen, because Javen has a necklace already, and then she already had a mask. I was like, you know what? Let's just do it like Jim Carrey style. Let's just put it on the mask, because she has a very specific ability, which I think is pretty cool. And then I studied African masks to get these different looks, and this last one is the closest one. And I made some changes, like, you know, these are now eye holes, you know, but had a lot of fun with that. This is what she originally looked like. I was doing some head sketches here, really trying to figure stuff out. I didn't know how I wanted it. I didn't have a style set yet. This last row was getting really, really close to what I felt. This one was a little too cute with her kind of squished head, but I think these two in the middle, I was like, oh, there's something here. There's something here. And then I was designing her costume. This one took a long time. I ended up kind of taking number 6 and pushing it further. This looks like the Iron Man mask. That's funny. Yeah, then this was the original first edition. Yes, she has vitiligo as well. And yeah, that was Aletha. I remember drawing this image on the right on a train. I remember that specifically. It actually came out really good considering I was moving. Let's see. Got her expressions over here. A pose I never finished. I don't know when I did this. July 2020, apparently. Oh wow, this is an old sketch that I gotta finish it one of these days. Yeah, turn around without the mask. I think this one was slightly off. Yeah, this eye was off. This isn't the most updated version. I think the updated versions are here. Yeah. It's so satisfying doing this toggle on and off, you know? Let me see. Let's look at the comments. Boo, why are the villains the coolest? You know, I think it's because heroes, we kind of have a particular archetype we want to fit them in, and it's not always so easy to get, because you want them to develop over the story, and you want to give them new armor or new abilities or whatever, so they kind of start off looking less cool. I think my characters still look cool even in their pre-glow up phase, despite the fact that they have glowing clothes. Yeah, Ginger Cell, because the villains tend to have a point. When you get the chance, look at the article about Black Panther and the Haitian Revolution. Oh, okay, I'll check that out. I just hope Cape Man has some personality. If he doesn't, I will be so sad. Oh, geez. I think he has some personality, but I'll make sure I double check my pilot script and work on that, because I don't want you to be so sad. Here we go again with Ginger Cell the Cape. My preference character sheet consists only of 3 angles: front, side, 3/4. Is it enough? I'm sorry if my English bugs you, sir. No, you're good. So what I recommend for character turnarounds, the 3/4 front and rear are probably the 2 most important, because that shows the most of the character, right? With the 3/4 view, you're getting some of the side and some of the front. And with the 3/4 rear, you're getting some of the back and some of the side. Side and front views are what I would normally do last, personally. And the back view, I often never do a back view. It's very rare that I actually will do a back view. Like on a seam, he doesn't have a straight back view. He just has 3/4 front, side, and 3/4 rear. So that's what I would recommend. Amaris, welcome, Amaris. I don't know how long you've been on, but thank you for coming on anyway. Hi, Jordan. Learned a new skill today. My friend at Nail and Tech, she was showing me how to do fancy nails art, basically painting on tiny scale. That is cool. Also, no accent this week. All right, we're running on 2 weeks in a row. I like it. Keep it up. So the powers are on the necklaces and other things. Good to know. I mean, maybe, but you also don't know what the powers are. So I'll throw out little hints for some of y'all. I imagine most people aren't going to rewatch this stream and like go into all that stuff, but I've really thought out their power system. Like there's a very specific method. If you were to look at the pitch, or not the pitch, like my Bible for it, it's like 15 to 20 pages worth of how their powers work. I feel like we're getting lots of secrets today. Yeah, I feel generous today. I don't know why. I love that you included vitiligo in a character. I used to have a friend whose son had a Mongolian spot or on like half of his buttocks, and once she had someone get security at Walmart and called in Child Protective Services because they thought he had a bruise from abuse. Wow, that's insane. Well, I'm sorry about that story, first off. Like calling in CPS like that, that's horrible. But as far as the vitiligo, yeah, it was just something that I just wanted to see on a character at the time. I've said this before. I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan, and I know he had vitiligo. And what I've learned with him in particular is that the reason his skin looked the way it was because it was a condition one could not control, and he would actually kind of alter the skin and put makeup on the places that you would see. Like especially as he got older, like I noticed you never see his legs. You hardly ever see his arms, or his chest or anything like that. Every once in a while, they'll have a close-up shot and you could see the skin pigmentation altering. But I was like, you know what? Because I'm a huge MJ fan, I gotta have some representation of him somewhere, because he really inspired a lot of what I do, despite the fact that I don't do music. And I was like, I gotta have that somewhere. So that was where that came in. And it actually came in one other place in the smallest way. I'll show you guys real quick. It was on Javen. The reason Javen's sleeves are rolled up is because of Michael Jackson. Because in his Beat It, Thriller, and Billie Jean videos, his sleeves are always rolled up. And I was just like, that's just so cool to me. So I could have had him have full sleeves, but the only reason is because I have too much of respect for MJ. So that's a little secret for y'all. Let's see. Let me in the Cape live in child services because they have. Oh, okay, we read that. I'm gonna become a Showboxers detective. I bet you will. I bet you will. I've been debating, having like a wiki, a fan page or something like that. But what I'm realizing is if Ginger Cell knows about it, then it's not going to be a good idea because like I was going to use it for my own purposes, like researching stuff or like remembering where things are, like, oh, I can click on this link and it'll take me to this spot. I don't think it's going to work well for me if with Ginger Cell being this detective oriented. Let's see. There's also something with their clothes that glow, so whatever the powers is external rather than internal. I don't know, guys. It might be something totally unrelated altogether. You just never know. But once you guys see like the first episode, you'll start understanding. What's your favorite Michael Jackson song? That is a hard question because it changes all the time. I think if you're really like, what's the term? There's a term for it. If you're really gonna like fight me on this one, I guess, or if you're really, what is it? Chewing my arm. That's what it is. If you're really gonna chew my arm, I would probably say the song "Off the Wall" is one of my favorites because it's so happy. I remember where I was when I first heard that song, like exactly. It was around Christmas time when I was 12, and my mom was out of town, but she had left the car with my uncle, and they had the CD in the slot. We never owned the Off the Wall CD, and that song came on, and he's just singing his heart out, and it's just so fun and joyful, and I'm just like, this is incredible. So every time I hear that song, I think of happy memories. But it's easier to tell you the songs I dislike from Michael Jackson than like, and those songs are like 4 of them. And usually it's the ones that I don't understand what he's saying. Like sometimes the music or the production is so loud that I actually can't hear the lyrics. And they might have a good beat, but I'm just like, how am I supposed to sing along to this, sir? What are you doing? I can see the glow will make long light trail whenever they move fast. Again, it might just be the hoverboard. I don't know if that's going to be everything. You know what I mean? Although technically, because they have shoes that have a light up effect, that actually probably is feasible. But is it because of their abilities, or is it because of the shoe itself? You never know. OMG, make a ginger cell detective in your show. You know what? I might have to take some inspiration because I like the way you guys are excited and digging into the story. And I'm trying to not be my own Tom Holland here, and just spoil everything. But I gotta say, it is kind of fun seeing you guys guess and imagine what this world is that I've been building for so long. Because I want to build that excitement. I want you guys to actually be excited. But unfortunately, the stuff that I want to tell you all. Like, I could easily tell you the whole plot right this second, and tell you what their powers are and how they all work and everything. But I think it would just ruin the fun of everything. And, so I'd rather build that anticipation for years because, I want to do it right. Now, I will say this though, there are some people in my inner circle, people who I grew up with who know the whole plot, and they're all like, yo, this is dope. Like, the way you're putting this together is so cool. So I'm really excited. I think you guys will like it. But yeah, I wish I could just tell you more. I wish I could. Maybe I'll have like a special Patreon tier one day where I just like give you guys secrets when it's ready. But again, I'm very hesitant to give out too many spoilers before I actually put out like an episode or a comic or the first episode or whatever, because until then it's not established, But if I have it all together ready to go, then it becomes more personal, it becomes mine, like legit. Yeah. Look at her go. She's doing her thing. My girl Kayla. Fun fact, her name used to be Kylie, but then Kylie Jenner got famous, and a friend of mine was like, maybe you don't want to have that association. And I was like, okay, fair enough. So I changed it to something as similar as I could, and it landed on Kayla. Let's see. Amaris, I love doing nail art. I'm currently working on a fan art set of miniature portraits, like 2 to 3 inches each, and I feel like doing nail art is easier. Oh my gosh, that's insane. 2 to 3 inches. I don't think I can do that. Ginger Cell can be the Showbox's version of Cabbage Man. Yo, that would be funny. Oh my gosh. We'd have to do something other than cabbages though. So what can we do? Ginger Cell. Maybe we just have, well, your name is Ginger, so maybe we could do something with ginger. Do you like the food ginger? we could do something like that. We are doing great detective work today. My fan art is not of Jordan's. That's okay. You're allowed to do fan art of something else. Same with family and friends who know the plot of the first arc of my comic series. I fully support you not divulging the details. Have to protect your IP so others cannot steal any part of it. You know what? Yes, I gotta keep secrets. But here's the thing: if any of y'all try to steal it, I will sue you because I do have a copyright with all this stuff in it. So, yeah, I own this IP. No one else can take it, and I filed it years ago. Yeah, let's see. Look at her go. Okay, I think I drew the pelvis like way too big. So I'm looking at this. I don't know what all this is supposed to be, but that's gonna have to change. Oh, I'm loving this. I think this arch is a little too strong though. She looks a little creepy. Like she's... Yeah, there we go. That's a little more friendly. Kayla's supposed to be cute, Don't want to do too much. That's actually how I got the name Ginger. My mom ate so much ginger when she was pregnant that she just named me it. That is funny. Oh my gosh. Well, do you actually like ginger though? It'd be funny if you didn't like it at all. Ginger is awesome as a food and a spice and a plant, but ginger also refers to redheads, so maybe that. That is true. That is true. Do you have red hair, Ginger Cell? I don't know. I think I know what you look like. I've been thinking about having reoccurring characters that just pop up all over the place. And the Cabbage Merchant, believe it or not, was inspired by Cowboy Bebop. Because if you guys have seen that show, there's a set of characters who are always sitting by like a bar or at a table, and they're just drinking and playing cards or something. And Cowboy Bebop takes place on all these planets, so they're just popping up everywhere. And then they got that idea for a Cabbage Merchant, and so I think it would be fun to have something like that. I just don't know what yet. I just don't know what. Yeah. Let's see. Amanda says, "I will sue you," he said with a smile on his face. Hey, look, I need the money to produce a show. So if I can get I'll get it where I can. If y'all try and take it from me, it's your behind. Dang, Ginger, I'm glad I did not name one of mine Tomato or another Broccoli. Oh, that would be an unfortunate name. Oh my gosh. Please don't name your child Broccoli. They will not like it. My older sister Diana was named after our dad's favorite cow. What? There's so many other Dianas you could be named after. That's hilarious. Dude, you saw a photo of me at the voice section. I'm not a redhead. Oh, you're right. You're right. My bad. Whoops. I did see a photo of you. You have dark hair. You could have dyed it for all I know, though. I don't know what you do. I don't know what you do with your hair all the time. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Legs look a lot better now. I do like this curve in her spine a little bit better here, though. I think it's got more action to it. Maybe on the next stream, maybe I'll ink these because I've been wanting to test out the vector brush on here, and apparently you can do a lot of cool stuff with it. So I can play with different like brush styles and textures and everything like that. I think that's what I'll focus on for the next stream because there's no way I'm finishing any line work for these tonight. I mean, maybe I'll start one a little bit, but I won't finish it. And her hands, let's just have it do. What am I going to have her do? Something like that. Okay. So I made this so that the size of the hoverboard should be the equivalent of, it should be to scale for her. So her hoverboard is about the length from her toe to, I guess, the crotch area. So basically half her body is how long the hoverboard is. Okay. Okay, so I would say that might do this. That's probably about it. I was very proud of this hoverboard design, by the way, guys. When I first did this, I was like, this is sick. Like, I was like, I want this. I don't even like own anything pink, but I want this. Although my world, technically, this will be red. But, yeah. Okay. That actually might be a little too long, but I can say it's perspective, right? It's fine. Let's see. Those are what I loved Wild Prego decades ago. Wait, what is what you loved? Tomato and broccoli? That's funny. Let's see. I was told if I had a boy, I would have named him Ralph. How horrible would that be? Well, maybe he could be like Ralph Macchio. Ralph Macchio is cool. You say Kayla's supposed to look cute, but I feel like I would lose in a fight against her. She's like, she's cute like Toph is cute, you know? And their personalities aren't similar, in my opinion. I think Kayla's a little bit more goofy. Well, one thing I'm trying to find a balance of with as I write is having kids just be kids, but also putting them in a situation where they're forced to grow up. That's kind of what this story's about. It's just everyone kind of learning to trust themselves, learning to overcome the frustrations and the doubts and fears that they've had, despite the fact that they are children. But Kayla, she's part of the main trio, and it's an action show, so that means she's gonna have to kick some butt somewhere. I picture her as kind of like just you can tell by the poses, like she's kind of like a skater in terms of energy. She's very high energy. She's got a lot of spunk to her. I'm out on fall break, so you can stream all night. Okay, cool. Well, I can't stream all night because I have a class to teach at 8:30 in the morning. She kind of gives me Aang vibes, like you don't want to challenge her to a fight, but she also likes to joke around and have fun. Yeah, that's actually a really good way to put it. I wouldn't challenge Kayla to a fight at all. I wouldn't challenge any of my characters to a fight. I think, it's going to have to grow to that on some level, because I don't want to start out my characters all strong and like you can't beat them, because they're gonna need something to overcome, right? I think the threat that I'm giving them will definitely give them plenty of opportunity to do that. I'm actually really excited to showcase that threat. But yeah, Aang is kind of a good example. I actually threw in quite a lot of jokes with her for this first episode. And based on the feedback I got, a lot of people really liked Kayla in my pilot script for my beta readers. So I'm excited to keep working with her. She's like the little sister I never had. I don't have siblings, so yeah. Something's off about that pose. Wait, I have a photo reference. Why am I not using it? I totally forgot about it. All right, let's see. Let's see what we got here. Okay, I think this arm is actually a little bit more forward. Hands a little bit bigger because 4 is shortening. 3 to 5. Oh, I see what the issue is. The knees aren't high enough. Look at this. It's like just below the shoulder here. She's got a lot of room. Okay, so the torso is too long. I thought that was the issue. So let's adjust that. Just pull her down a little bit. Yeah, already that feels better. Already that feels better. See, this is why photo reference is important. I honestly just forgot I had that there. Let's see. Brazen Spirituality. Yeah, Streamer Way. I can probably hang another hour or two easily. Oh, this is cool. I would not call Toph cute. Well, I think Toph is actually cute. Not in personality, but her design. Like she's a very small, very round shaped 12-year-old girl. Like, actually, let's do this. I have the art book. I have the art book here. I have Avatar and the core art books. Let's see. Let's let this open up. So you can break out my art books, y'all. It's okay. I love you guys. So it's all good. So let's go to season 2 real quick. Let's find Toph. Yeah, so look at this. Look at her original design. Round shapes are generally reserved for cute characters. Like you think of Mickey Mouse, you think of Kirby. I know you were just joking, Ginger stuff, but I think this is a good opportunity to kind of present some character design tips for other people. But if you look at her, she's got a lot of roundness to her, right? Look at her face. Look at her hair. and the little buns on or whatever these called, these little earmuff type things on her headdress. You know, there's quite a few round shapes, but there's also a lot of square shapes which make her look more stocky. You know, so yeah, large hair rolled in, large bun, sleeves short but wide. So there's a lot of interesting stuff. But I think if you were to see this girl, I think everyone would be like, "Oh, she's so cute," which is part of what everyone assumed she was. Everyone was like, "Oh, she's weak because she's a poor blind little 12-year-old girl," but not really knowing that she's a freaking beast when she goes into that ring. Jordan, when you are designing props for your characters, what are you thinking specifically? Most of my characters have weapons and armor, but more futuristic. So I have to think about stuff that fits the character and the story. So let's see if what prop could I show you guys that doesn't give crazy spoilers? Let me think. And I don't have a ton of props, but let's see. Okay, since we're doing Kayla, I can show her backpack and her hoverboard a little more closely. So I posted this or something like it on my Instagram, but these are all different designs for the hoverboard, right? Which is, I think, is timely considering the character we're drawing. And I had a lot of different things, right? I knew I wanted it to be a hoverboard that she could carry with her, but I was like, can I make it so that it extends out? Because I don't want her to just have this big board on her back the whole time. That would just look weird. So I was like, I need to have something that kind of shoots out. And I also based it a little bit on this hoverboard from Jak 2. If you guys know that video game, it's from Naughty Dog. It was the series right after Crash Bandicoot and right before Uncharted. But in Jak 2, they have this jet board, which is basically a hoverboard, and it just kind of shoots out in a very different way. It's not like a long board like how I have here. It's more round. But I was like, how can I get that to work? So I was thinking maybe it looks like this, maybe it looks like this. And I did all these sketches to help focus, to help me focus a little bit. And eventually I kind of landed on this right here. I wanted to have these sort of triangle shapes because I think it's more active, and it also reminds me of an African pattern. Like this is something I could see on a textile. And so I combined those two things. And then I thought about, again, the function, and I had to figure out how this thing works. So I designed it so it has this sliding track up here on the top right. I know you guys can't really see that, but it's basically like this covering case, and then it slides in and out like that. So that covering case will be the equivalent of this feature right here. And it also had a bit of an angle, or not an angle, like an oval shape. It wasn't symmetrical. And then I was like, it's so close that I think I can just make it a perfect circle. So after I did that, then we have this as the final design. So I have the active side when it's tall. I had to design what parts insert into what. So it has this little pocket right here. You guys can see that. And it's supposed to slide in here. And then this whole big section slides down into this. And I actually had to go in and measure to make sure it actually fit. That was really annoying. It took me a long time to get it, but it worked in the end. So it actually is to scale like perfectly. That's basically how I designed it. And then for her backpack, I knew I needed something that it would attach to. So I had this little magnet here that attaches like this. And you can see on the bottom, she's wearing it like a backpack. So whenever she picks it up, she just takes it from her back and, she's ready to go. And I did different iterations on this as well. Yeah, it doesn't have a background because I had it for a presentation. I wanted to be able to switch. But yeah, so I designed it like that. That's how I think about it. Think about story, think about, who it's for, think about, the type of world it's in. So if you said your world is futuristic, have it look futuristic. What makes it look futuristic? Those are the things I would think about. Hopefully that makes sense. Let's see. You misread that. If I had been a boy, my parents would have named me Ralph. Oh, okay, got it. That would have been horrid. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Some names are better left in the past. Like my grandmother's, they have some of the old. No offense to them, but they have some of the oldest lady names I could think of. One is Mildred, and the other is Ethel. And I'm like, that is such an early 1900s name. It's just, I would not name my kid that nowadays. Not happening. If you had to fight one of your characters, which one would you choose? Oh, dang. Oh. I don't know. They're all pretty deadly. It depends. Like, do I have powers, or are we talking fist fights? Because I don't want to fight a kid. I'm almost 30 years old, and I'm not going to fight a 12-year-old if I. So are we talking if I have the powers or not? What are we doing? I would fight Kate Man and steal the cake. That's funny. Now I'm worried about what kind of threats and challenges you're going to put these poor kids through. There are going to be some challenges. I've been working so much on the story, and I'm really trying to. No, I know it's going to sound harsh, but I'm trying to like torture these kids because I think it's going to resonate with people, and I think we root more for them when we see them overcome bigger challenges, right? Like Aang, we're talking about Avatar. Aang had to overcome a freaking war where all his people were killed, and he's not in his own time, and he has to figure out how to be the Avatar by himself, and he's 12. That's a lot. You know what I mean? He's that poor kid. I hope he went through some therapy after the events of the third season, because that's a lot to deal with, Brazen spirituality. I might fight one of their shadows. I might just have the strength to win against the shadow. Well, don't say that too soon. You don't know what my shadows can do in this world. Yep, I'm dead in this stream. Okay, Toph as a princess is cute. Yep, see, told you. Jordan, where is the setting of the story? Oh, that's a good question. It is in a fictional world. It is not on Earth. I wonder if I can show you the map. I will, but I think they all have the names of the locations on there. So let me just see. Oh, I can show you this. This is what the world looks like. It's blank. There are nations and districts and stuff like that, but this is kind of what the world looks like. I wanted to do like a one continent kind of thing. But I gave it a fictional name, which I'm going to hide for now because it has a story reason behind it. But yeah, this is the world map, at least in its blank stage. So yeah, that's cool too. Thank you for answering my question. No problem. You have gone far with your work, while here I'm dying from cringe dialogue my characters make. Dialogue, I'm not going to say I've mastered dialogue, but one thing I've been trying to do is just really think about who my characters are and what they would say. Meaning, like, I have to get inside of their heads. And this, I think a lot of it comes from observing people and also understanding psychology. If you understand, like, that's something that I really am glad I'm starting to learn about, because of therapy and stuff like that. I'm learning a lot about people, and I'm sort of analyzing all the people in my life who have had major impacts, and I'm seeing patterns. And I'm like, I could totally use this information in Shadowboxers. I don't have to make a carbon copy of this person who I know, because that would probably be very disrespectful in a lot of ways, depending on who they were. But I think it's also really helpful because it's like these are real people that I'm being inspired by. And so I think it'll really, really help you if you look at it from that lens. Like, don't think of them as characters, think of them as your friends, your family, your cousins, your neighbors, your all that stuff. Don't overthink it. Okay, pretend you are 12 too. Who are you fighting? Okay, if I was 12, okay, so Kayla's 12, Javen's 15, Atana's 16. I think I'll probably want to fight Kayla, to be honest with you. Javen is a little too erratic and unpredictable. That's why I wouldn't want to fight him. Atana has been training for a couple of years in my story. I wouldn't want to face her. Kayla is in a place where she's still young and untrained, and she has a lot of potential. So I would probably take Kayla on. No offense to my girl. I view things like this so differently now that I've worked a few years with kids in behavioral health. Oh yeah, I bet that really influences a lot of your decisions on stuff. So yeah, like, and here's the thing, like, I don't feel the need to rush. I'm giving myself a year with this, and I've already worked with the story for several years now, but now that I have this kind of newfound momentum for it, I didn't have this like 6 months ago, guys. I had no desire to work on this project. Not that I was quitting it, but it was just things in my life were very challenging, and it took me a while to kind of break out of that mentally. And now I'm in a place where I'm like, okay, let's get some traction going on this. Let's work on something that I enjoy. And look at her face; she's so cute. Oh my gosh. Sorry. I love this little girl. I love this little girl, even though I would fight her. Let me adjust this chin a little bit, or maybe I can. No, we're gonna do the chin instead. I was debating whether or not I should move the chin or just make the facial features bigger, but I think it's gonna be the chin. What? That's not what it's supposed to be. There we go. Yeah, so this project, has taken so many different forms over the years. Like, one of these days, I'm actually going to post all the original character drawings for my characters. I have them all ready. I could show you the files, but I'm going to post them one day so you can see how different they all look. I already posted Javen, what he used to look like. It was very, very different. And I think a lot of people were kind of shocked when I posted that. Their torso still feels kind of long. Maybe if let's cheat. Shift, move up. No. Let's scale this properly. Okay. All right, I don't think you'll be able to see the lanyard on her from this pose, so I won't draw it. I think these are looking cool. What do you guys think about these? You think they're cool? I think they're cool. Maybe not this one on the bottom left. I'm not really feeling it as much personally. But these other three, especially this one on the top right, I still am in love with that. There we go. Let's see. The stream is good, but I have class tomorrow. Bye. Oh, sorry I missed your comment. Take care, Natalie. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate you. My great grandma's name is Erlene, and my grandmother's names are Gloria, Linda, and Wilma. Linda's still pretty modern. Linda and Gloria, I could see that. Wilma and Erlene, those are definitely a different time though. Jordan, can I ask how you make your living and how much of your time do you devote to this project? So I have my hand in like several different things. I teach, I do art prof, I do industry jobs when they come. I have an agent who helps me find work and stuff. And I have a couple like ongoing freelance things that I'm trying to wrap up. And then hopefully YouTube will start to be an income stream, but it's not right now. And then I also hope to, release a store for Shadowboxers and an art book and all this other stuff. So I have my foot in a lot of different things, but the thing is, it's not so much how much I make, but how low I can keep my expenses. I am a very frugal individual, and so I don't spend money on things that I don't find important. Like I'm not going out to dinner all the time, especially in LA. Gas is so expensive and stuff. So that's how I make my money. I do a lot of different stuff. How much time do I devote to this project? As much free time as I can. I don't always, at least the live streams. At the very least, the live streams actually really do help me to get just 2-3 hours a week in. But I also am constantly thinking of story stuff. Like I have it, the Bible on my Google Doc, and so I could be, walking in CVS and an idea will hit me. I'll be like, oh, gotta write that down. Or sometimes I'm laying in bed scrolling on Instagram. I see something. I'm like, oh, let me type that up. So that it's hard to quantify the time that I spend on that. Ginger Cell says, Jordan, no offense, but I think you would lose to Caleb. That is harsh. You see how hard I work out now? I think I would win. I think I win. Oh, man. Amanda said, drink every time Jordan brings up shadow boxers. Oh, man, you guys are just wishing. You guys are just wishing to not survive. Oh, man. Ginger, so I'm curious why you say that you don't think I'll win. You don't know what the powers are. You don't know what I'd be capable of. So, I don't know. Jody says, thanks for the tips, Jordan. No problem. I got you. Well, she does have the advantage of a hoverboard. I feel like her fight method would be zooming around and smacking him on the back of the head, then flying to dodge punches. That is funny. Well, again, in this world, if I have powers, I could counteract that in several different ways. I can't even talk about how I could counteract some of that stuff because it'll give away too many details. But in a year, Ginger Cell, let's revisit this conversation once you know what the powers are, and then we'll see if you have the same opinion. I like the one you said you don't. Wait, what? YouTube pays so little. I have like 3 jobs right now. Yeah, I understand that it pays little, but it's passive income, and I'm trying to shift my mindset to being more abundant. Like I've lived in a scarcity mindset my whole life, and I've always kind of been in a position where I've been struggling or wanting, and I'm like, you know what? There's so many resources in this world, and who's to say what is going to happen? There are things that are out of my control. I can't control how many viewers and subscribers I get, or if YouTube is going to pay me a lot. But even if it's like $300 a month, like that could go somewhere, and I, like I said, I have other plans. Sorry, Ace is making noise. I was like, what are you doing, bro? Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. The personality, I'm basing this on personality. Oh, okay. Personality. You don't even know who Kayla is like that. Like you haven't seen her, or I haven't given you a line of dialogue or anything. You never know. I could be the most ferocious fighter. I just maybe am friendly on YouTube and stuff. You never know. Is the hoverboard hovering because of powers or tech? Yes. Yeah, I can't say too much. The answer is yes to that question. Let's see. The drawing you don't like, I like it. Oh, I'm good. Okay, I'm glad you like it. Do you find doing live streams easier than doing pre-recorded edited videos? Sometimes yes, because pre-recorded videos, I spend a lot of time on editing, and I often get a little nervous before I post an edited video because I'm like, is it going to resonate with people? Like I actually have one sitting in the can that just needs to be finished out with editing, but the topic is on perfectionism, and I go through a lot of different stuff, and but I'm also learning a new program, learning Final Cut Pro for editing, because I want to get access to more features, but it's taken me a while, and sometimes my schedule just doesn't really allow for me to spend a lot of time. So this is a good way for me to interact with you guys, for me to do shadow boxers or whatever I want, and just build my audience and have some fun. So I really do like live streams, and once I really get my schedule more secure, I really want to start doing live streams more than once a week. I would love to do Wednesday nights as well, but I just can't guarantee I can keep that consistent. So I'd rather get to a place where I know I can do Sunday nights. I think this is the 7th live stream we've done. I think I only had one scheduling issue, and that was because I accidentally double booked myself a month in advance. But other than that, I think it's I think that live streaming is so much fun. Let's see. I hope you reach 1K soon. Thank you. I hope I do too. What am I at now? Let me check my app. I think I'm at 653. 654. So someone just subscribed since I streamed. So thank you to that one person, whoever you are. But as far as I know, editing takes like 3 times the time as alive. It takes all the time. Like recording a video could take me 20 minutes. Editing could take me 5 days. Whereas this is just I come on, I have my drawing set up, and as long as I don't have any tech issues, then I just stream as long as I want, and I'm good. These are going to turn into us getting the secrets out of you. I know, right? You guys are like really trying here. I'm usually pretty good with secrets, but I think you're taking advantage of my excitement for my project, and you'll have an advantage in that sense. Put the landing right here. So that means I also have to create this thing even faster. But there's still so much to the story you don't know. Like, even if I did tell you what the abilities were, there's no way you would be able to guess the storyline like that. I mean, you can guess some parts, but I have a 5-season outline that I'm doing very meticulously. I'm planning out as much as I can beforehand, and it's going to be really epic in my opinion. Like, I was just working on the end of my season 4 outline, and I was like, yo, this is, because I already have my ending in mind. I know what I'm going to do for the end. And I was like, oh man, this is going to be epic. Oh my goodness. There's going to be a lot of sad things that happen, but it's going to be epic nonetheless. Because I got to challenge them, got to challenge my characters. Okay. So I moved a lot slower than I thought I was going to in the stream. It's been 2.5 hours. I've only done these 4 sketches. It's okay though. It's all right. You guys are still hanging with me, so I assume that means it's not too boring of a stream. It's fun seeing you geek out about your project, and it makes it more exciting and interesting. Oh yeah, I'm a total geek. Like, if you ask my friends, they're probably sick of me about now because I bring it up all the time. Because it's been a dream of mine since I was little, and just to see it coming to fruition, I see that I have the skill to actually like produce it. It's like, you know what? And the fact that there's things like Webtoons and YouTube and all this stuff that I can use to talk about it more is really, really cool. So it's fun building my own fan base. You guys are among the first, so I really appreciate it. This sounds like a challenge. Not too much of a challenge. I don't want to spoil everything for y'all. Do you have geographical sketches? I'd like to see some of those. What do you mean geographical sketches? Like buildings? Because I show buildings, but what do you mean? Can you be more specific? We cannot wheel too much out of poor Jordan. Yeah, please don't. Amanda says, Kayla dies? I don't know. Does she die? Does she live? I don't know. Actually, okay, I do know. I know whether or not she lives or dies. But do you know? That's the question. I think I'm gonna clean up this sketch just a little bit more, and then I'll probably call it there, depending on how things go. Because, like I said, I still gotta get ready for my class tomorrow. Even though I prepared the lecture and all that stuff, I know exactly what I'm presenting. Okay, whatever this linear ruler. Okay, I gotta fix these functions because this is really irritating. Some of this stuff. Let's What's a good brush? Let's try Inky. Or, let's see, G-Pen, anime brush. I'm gonna try the vector brush for a second and see how this works. Oh, this is like butter. This is so nice. I'm betting Kate Man dying. The parents always do. I don't know. Maybe we need to figure out what Jordan's tells are. What does that mean? My tells? Like if I'm my poker face? Well, I could also be just acting entirely. Maybe I don't even have Shadowboxers as a project. Maybe I stole this artwork from somewhere else and I'm just completely making stuff up. I did not do that. This is mine. But yeah, don't turn me into my own Tom Holland, guys. I want this to be a surprise for you. But I don't mind the questions. That doesn't mean don't ask questions, because the ones that I can answer, I will answer. And when it comes out, like just the first 3. So since I plan it to be a TV show, the way I'm going to design it is I'm going to make it as if it were 5 seasons of 12 episodes of TV. And I want to do webtoons for it. So I think 1 scripted episode would probably be the equivalent of 3 webtoons. So once I come out with that first episode of the first 3 webtoons, then I'll be able to answer a lot more questions for you guys. That's going to take a while. It's written. It's already written. I might do some adjustments with like different dialogue, or I might move a scene around or something like that. But for the most part, it's there. It's done. So I got to design that first. Oh my goodness, I'm loving this brush. This is just amazing. The people right there. Yes. This is great. Geeking out. Geek mode activated. Doing this on the vector layer too. I'm experimenting with that, seeing how that works. I've heard a lot of great things about it for Clip Studio. I roll a natural 20 and Kayla is resurrected. What is a natural 20? I don't know what that means. Landscapes, buildings, landmarks, how cities look, stuff like that. I showed a little bit of that earlier, but I can show it again. Let's see. You're right. I won't be so pushy anymore. You can keep your secrets. No, I don't. Here's the thing. If it's not spoiling the story, it's fine. I don't mind showing you guys the visual development stuff. I don't mind showing you guys my character designs or anything like that. It's just sometimes there might come a moment where you ask something and I'm like, oh, if I say too much, but a lot of these questions will literally be answered in the first like 2 or 3 episodes when I put it out. So yeah, but let's look at some environments that I did. I'm gonna have to pick and choose. Here's one that I started to do. This is like a plaza. I don't think there's actually a scene with this in here, but I just wanted to try out what the buildings would look like. So there's that sketch. Let's see. Some other buildings here. These are pretty old. If this will load. Oh yeah, this was supposed to be the Capitol building of a location called Shiloh. I don't know if I like it too much anymore. I might change it, but it was an experiment. Let's see. You guys already saw the temple. Let me see. Can I show you this? This is a creepy location here called the Abyss. Yeah, so there's some stuff there. I think we'll leave it there. Although, wait, let me check this one other thing. Yeah, that's it. That's it for environments today. You have not played any D20 tabletop games? No, I have not. The only games I've ever really played are like Uno, Monopoly, Operation, Sorry, stuff like that. Never played D&D. I never really had an interest in D&D, to be honest with you. Okay, let's get her ears. Ginger, so I saw your comment about vectors being legit. I didn't click on it, but I saw it, and yes, they are legit. Oh my goodness. This is going to help the comic. I'm pretty sure I'm going to make the comic in Clip Studio. Like, honestly. Because it's too good. I've been looking at all the stuff you can do with it, and it blows my freaking mind. just the vector tool by itself. I also want to get a new style for coloring. I want to test. I've been seeing some YouTube videos of people showing different styles of cell shading, where they test out like different gradients and stuff. So I want to have a really cool look, because to me the color in this world is going to be super important. So we're gonna see. Vector eraser. Let's see. I'm not exactly sure how all this works yet. Yeah, there we go. This is some pro stuff. Thank you. I'm glad you think it's pro stuff. I would like to think of myself as a professional artist, even though sometimes I have imposter syndrome all the time. Okay, let's get those braids. Ugh. Wrong brush. Okay, got these 3 braids right here. Back of her neck. Zoom out a little bit on here. This drawing is so coming out great. I'm glad I'm doing this. I might just finish the lines for this because I like this drawing too much. I totally have other work I need to do, but I'm just like, forget it. We're working on Kayla. Okay. One of these days, I gotta draw one of my villains for you guys. Like, I think I need to draw Aletha one of these days. I've drawn all my protagonists on my streams already, so we gotta work that out. Let's see. Did you play Uno with stack rules? Wait, hold on. What is a vector? Wait, didn't you just add? Wait, I thought you just said you knew about vectors. Okay, whatever. Maybe I'm making this up. Anyway, did I play Uno with stack rules? If stack rules are just like going one on top of the other, like draw 2, skip you, draw 2, that kind of stuff, then yes. Because it was just me and my mom playing. My dad didn't like games very much, unless they were video games. But my mom and I, we would have these lethal battles where we would literally go through the entire deck. Like, I think we had like 2 or 3 Uno decks put together or something like that. And it was just like this big. And we constantly be like, skip you, reverse back to me, skip you, reverse back to me, skip you, change the color. And we get rid of half the deck in like one move. It was hilarious. We just had so much fun. What is a vector? Okay, good question. So there are 2 types of like digital files when it comes to art. There's raster, which is the pixely look, and then there's vector. Vector is cool. Okay, so rasterize is generally the standard. That's what Photoshop uses. But if you scale it up or down too much, it'll lose its quality. A vector is different in that they're made of a different type of line, and so no matter how much you scale it up or down, it'll constantly, it won't be pixelated. So look how much I'm scaling this up, and it maintains its crispness, right? So vector lines do that, and that's what I'm drawing with right now. So I could scale it. And there were a couple of things I saw, like with the eye and stuff. I could always go back and fix that if I wanted to with a vector layer. Or if I wanted to just turn this into a big old poster or something, then I could do that. And Clip Studio has a method for it. So that's what I really like about it. And I'm just kind of experimenting today. And also, you guys saw how I just erased that. vector line, there's a vector eraser tool where instead of like going in individually, like erasing all this stuff, it'll erase at every intersection point, which is really cool. Like if I do this, and then if I do like that, I can erase and it gets rid of that whole line. Hi, Ace. I think he wants me to like hurry up and get off here. Hi, buddy. Here, you guys can see him real quick. I don't know. You see, he's dark. He's a black dog. So, anyway, hi, buddy. Let me read the comments as I pet him. Let's see. Notice there isn't much red or anything at all in your designs. I noticed. The reason for that is because, I tried. Oh my gosh! You see, he just got up here. I think he really wants some attention. Hi, buddy. Hi. So the reason I have no red is because it's hard to get that color to glow and make it like work really well. And I think it looks too similar to orange. He's about to bark. Are you about to bark, bro? What's going on? You need to go outside? That's Ace for you. I'll have to move fast. He might have to pee really badly. I think he would start barking if it really got bad, though. So that's why I chose this kind of magenta over red. But it doesn't mean that red doesn't exist in this world. I plan to get clips to you. Then I hear stuff about subscription fiasco going on. Yeah, they're doing a subscription model. I bought this already, so I'm not super worried about it. You could probably still get an older version. I think it does a ton of stuff. I just don't think you'll get as many updates. So you just gotta pick your poison, I guess. That was Amanda. Oh, sorry, that was Amanda asking about that. You did good. That's the proper way to play. Yeah, it's the only way you can play Uno. It was me that said vectors are. Yep. Okay. My bad. I see. That's cool. Dog content, yes. Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised he got up here on his own volition, because I tried to pull him on earlier in the stream and he was like, bro, let me go. He's a little I think he's a little lonely because he's technically not even my dog. He's my roommate's dog. My roommate left for a couple days, and so I'm watching him, and I think he just misses him. Let's turn down the opacity. Okay, gotta get the strap for the backpack. Oh, he's walking my way again. I can hear him. Let's see. Can I adjust this? There's a vector tool, I think. We can like move it a bit. I don't know. Oh, here it is. The other cool thing about vectors here, they have these little points, and you can move each of them individually. But you want to adjust the line. So I think that is really cool. Yeah, this is definitely going on a poster of some sort or a sticker or something. Like, I gotta find a place for this. My roommate's cats do that. When she is gone, they get so needy. Yeah. I honestly don't think he wants anything. I think he just wants to play right now. So I'll just do the line work or a significant portion of the line work on this one, and then we'll call it, because we've been streaming for almost 3 hours now. And I gotta get up early, and I gotta shower, and I gotta do other freelance work, believe it or not, that I don't want to do. But I gotta. Honestly, if I could, my whole day would just be working on Shadowboxers. That's what I would spend my entire day doing. But that day will come. Oh, shoot, I miscolored this. Look at that. A little pink piece on her shoe is off. I've been looking at this image for 2 years, and I'm just now noticing. Might be a little too short. Where's that tool? Send it out. There we go. I always admire good line art, but have not had much success myself. You're inspiring me to give it another try. Good. I'm glad I'm inspiring you. Well, line art, it takes a while to figure out, you know. Whoa, what in the world? Oh, wrong layer. The thing with line art, the number one tip I can give you is just draw with smooth, long brush strokes. You know, so you don't want to do a bunch of little haphazard little stuff like that. You want to do long as you possibly can, because that will create one clean line, one clean edge, and you can do a lot with that. And you also want to vary the width of the line. I'm doing that occasionally, you know, like I did that with Kayla's chin right here. I might go back and do in some other areas, like for example, backpack. I can thicken that up a little bit in her arm. All right, because that's overlapping. I want to make sure that that reads as different. But yeah, it just takes practice. It takes practice. I struggle with line quality as well, so I understand that struggle. Let's see. Dude, you randomly got so quiet. I think the stream is frozen. Is it frozen? Is it frozen for you guys? I might just be talking, like not talking as much, because it's not frozen on my end. If it's frozen, just let me know, because maybe that's a sign that I need to close out the stream and pay some attention. No, you're not frozen. No, it's not frozen. Okay, cool. Good. Brazen Spirituality says, I really want to thank you for your advice and your time. You are inspiring and so approachable and very helpful. Good. I'm so glad that that you find these streams helpful. That's always been my goal, is to, you know, help inspire people. I know what it feels like to be an artist and feel like you're by yourself and that there's like no answers. And so my goal is to try and provide as many people as possible with the things I wish that I had when I was younger. And don't get me wrong, I had a lot of resources, but sometimes the information that was conveyed to me was confusing, or, you know, I didn't understand it, or it wasn't conveyed in a way that wasn't motivating for me personally. So I try to sort of correct the things that I wish I would have had. And so I'm just glad that you guys resonate with that. And I'm also just really happy that you guys have, you know, stuck with me on my streams. We're going 7 strong. I think there's a couple of you who have stayed on every single one, at least for a little bit, you know. So your guys' support means the world to me. And I I'm super thankful for it. You guys don't even know. And again, it's not like I'm not making money off of these streams or anything like that. My audience is still very small. Hopefully it won't always be that way. Hopefully Shadowboxers will grow to be a massive franchise like Star Wars level or something. But I just do this for the love of art and teaching and storytelling and all that stuff. Because I want you guys to make it. I don't want to keep all this stuff to myself. That would be kind of sucky. I don't think the art world should be as confusing, as mysterious as it seems to be. I think we can all find a good spot in it. He's concentrating so he can finish it up. Yeah. Sometimes when I get like really focused, that's when you guys see me like slip up and I lose track of what I'm saying. That's usually what happens. It's like, oh wait, what? I was focusing. You just get very still when you're focusing at your point. Oh, that's funny. I missed all that. Sorry. It's hard for me to read humor sometimes and when I'm like going through stuff really fast. But yeah, Clara said I have a drawing face, a very intense one at that, actually. It's funny because I never see it because I am always, drawing, but seems to be that the rumors are true. Now, one subtle detail that I want you guys to notice that I did for Kayla's sleeves here, if you look really closely, I gave her just this little bit of a wrinkle on the inner side of the elbow, and that is because the fabric naturally wouldn't be just against the contour like that. There would be a bit of a gap there, or a bit of extra cloth. So that's what that is. Again, don't want to overemphasize any muscles like that. Let's see. That arm may be slightly too long, but oh no, it's not too long. I just didn't do this detail. There we go. All right, I think we're good. Actually, this might need some adjustment. Transform. She's losing a little thickness in that arm of hers. Didn't want that to happen. That hand is going to have to be redrawn. That is not good. Yeah, I still struggle with hands too, guys. I've drawn so many of them, and I still face it. How the heck do I change this? How do I get those lines again? Like whatever. I'll just do this. Oh, then she's got her buttons. There we go. I wish you all sorts of success. Thank you. Resting drawing face, the only time Jordan isn't smiling. What, not skin tight spandex like Star Trek? Y'all are funny. RDF is fantastic. I totally grab RDF all the time. Yo, let's make this a hashtag. Let's make this a thing. Resting drawing face. Now that every media has its own streaming service, I wish they pick you. Who knows? That would be dope. That would be really dope. They pick people I know. I know someone who has a TikTok who was like featured on this like massive artist live stream a couple months ago. That was really cool. And they only had like a 30-minute segment to do their thing. But it was like a 3 or 4 hour times stream that they did on the official like TikTok page. So You never know. You never know. I would enjoy that. I would enjoy having some time to talk about, my project and things like that, and hopefully inspiring people's. Oh, this arm. Yeah, that far arm is a little too long, I think, too. Yeah, that arm is. Oh boy. I'm trying to figure out what to do with that with this back arm because it's clearly too long. I'm looking at it. That's the one quick solution. I could just make the hand a little bit higher. Get rid of this. Yeah, that already feels better. What y'all think of Kayla? How do you think she looks so far? I think she looks kind of cool. Let's get this hand sketch real quick. Oh, let's do that again. That hand does not look like it fits her body. There we go. No, that's not doing it either. Come on, Jordan. You can draw a hand. You can do this. The issue with it before was just is at a weird angle. There we go. That's a little bit better. Let's have the thumb going here. There we go. That's better. That's better. Flip it. She's looking great. Thank you. Flip it. How do I do that? I genuinely don't know how to do that. Oh, rotate. Okay. Because this could be fixed a little bit here. Maybe bring this in a little. Other than that, this is actually pretty good, I think. Well, she's going to need that leg, though, which would push this down. So you might not even see that shoe very much. Okay. I forget to flip, so thank you. Thank you for saying that. That leg is too long, too. Yeah, I think about it. Yeah, leg is slightly too long. Let's see, here we go. Get these fingers in. All right, that's good enough for that. And then push this down a little bit. Let's get the rest of her leg. Sorry, I'm not talking as much, guys, but you already figured it out that I'm focused. Okay, not so much definition in the calves, so let's do that again. Then I probably should have done a little bit more with this hand, but we're gonna wing it, see how it goes. OMG, I dropped my phone and it restarted the stream to the countdown before Jordan went live, and I freaked out for a second thinking the stream was gone. I'm such a diff. Nah, you're good. You're good. We're close, though. We're close to done. At least for now. I don't know if I'm going to draw her hoverboard right now. It's because that hoverboard takes a lot of detail. Let's see what else. Let's do this. And then let's get that backpack. A little thicker here. And I'm not going to do color on this either today. I could save that for our next live stream. So this is another reason why I need to simplify a couple of characters, because if it takes me this long to do one, this comic is going to take me forever. You know, granted, I probably won't be like talking at the same time. I'll probably be very focused, but okay. And yeah, lanyard's not that long, so we're just gonna put it here. Okay. Then we just needed to go in the one right behind her pocket, so there we go. Let's erase a couple of these and some of these. Let's redraw that circle. All right, and then her shoe. And then we could call this basically done for the evening. Okay. I don't know why I designed the shoe to be this complex looking. It was cool at the time. It's still cool. I still like her shoe. Oh, okay. I just realized I did something wrong. This is at a totally wrong angle. It's not the right curve. Gotta do it the other way. There we go. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Okay, probably not going to see anything below that. And I don't think you're going to see anything below this. The hand might be redrawn. Let's see. Ugh, that's not good. There's going to come a day where I can draw hands in like a single line and be set. But that day has not yet arrived. Okay, got the shorts. And then, oh, her socks. She's got socks on too. Okay. Then we're close, guys. We're real close. And, oh, I almost forgot this detail for her jacket. Let's make this a little smaller. We're like 98% there, guys. Almost done. There we go. Then this. There's a couple things on her shirt. That might be too close. I'm trying to not create a tangent here as much as I can. Then get the extra little details on the pen. All right. So with the exception of the board, I think we just about got it. Why is he not erasing this? Oh, did it freeze on me again? Okay, I think it froze on me. So I guess that's a sign that that I need to stop working on it. So there's a couple things I might fix with the hand. I don't like this hand. Like I obviously do the board and a couple other things, but I think we're pretty close. Oh man, I missed a lot. Let's see. It's so late. I got to finish some stuff for class tomorrow. There any more info you get from the reference photo? It might be a little late for that. I don't remember where the reference photo is. I think I have it online, but I don't think I have it on my file. Have a great night, Ginger Cell. I'm gonna wait for the stream to end. Well, thank you, because I'm glad you didn't miss it, because I only got like it was only like 4 minutes afterwards. Did anyone notice when Art Prof left, or was she just being very, very quiet? I think she had it on in the background. I don't know if she's still watching it, but it's all good. They left a while ago. Yeah, well, anyway, this is what we got, guys. So let me zoom out and show we worked on for the stream. Got these 4 drawings right here of Kayla, and then we worked on this one at the top and came up with something that I think is pretty darn cool, actually. I'm really excited to see how it's gonna look on like a poster or something, and when it's colored and all that stuff. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me on the live stream. I really appreciate all you guys for sticking around. And despite the fact that I've been getting like 50 phone calls during the stream, I had someone calling me right now, and then Ace was coming in, and I had a tech issue and all that. So you guys are so loyal, and I really appreciate you guys' support, not just from the Joe McFo show, but for Shadowboxers in general. There's going to be a lot more to come. I'll finish this up next time on the stream. And I hope you guys all have a great night. Take care. Peace.